Thank you for the gifts. For, good evening. Just a little late today. I can't see some things because of the banner. No. Wait. Why wasn't this loading anything? Ah! No, I need to move it over. Give me a second. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'll just move over in a second. Okay. Thank you for waiting. Hello, Remove. Hello, Chipbush. Welcome back to the garden. 6 months. Same for you, Orange Girl Barman. Oh shit, I need to turn I need to stop watering myself. Thank you again, Rock. Hello, Azure. And yes, well, welcome for being on time, Daniel, because I certainly wasn't. I had a good reason. No, it's fine. I'm not gonna freeze. Not gonna freeze. VODs all day. Thank you. I almost forgot to turn 2 on today. I've been trying. I've heard it's better to do it manually than it is to schedule, so like, getting out the computer, check there and flip 2 on. Although I realized, so I messed up on my VOD for Spyro, and because I thought I was trying to be fancy with my recorded version, so I have everything on a separate layer. Like the mic is on a separate audio layer, then the game is on a separate audio layer than any potential like music in the background. And I forgot that I have a VOD track set up that's on number 2, which was, let me check what I have my audio channel 2 set up to be. Like I gave them names and everything. Audio. No, it was 6. I set it to audio track 6, and that's for the music in the background. So literally all it had was like Spotify music for the opening and any other things. Also, I should also hold on. Welcome, Lapis Wimbloom and Soapy Dishes and Rax and Dismayer and sorry, it's split into 2 lines, so I can't quite read it all at once. Hollow Honor 3. Welcome to the garden. Hello, XIV. I'm gonna move myself back over a little bit. Can I? No, I can't because I didn't do this. Okay, I probably deserve that for being silly. Hello, Mr. Pancakes. In my defense, someone was running an event that I wanted to. Ow. Someone was running an event that I kind of instigated, so I wanted to see the fruits of my point labor. And I didn't realize that I'd be running for long enough to run into my own stream. Shh. You saw the eyes? You saw the eyes too? He's still streaming, I think. He's still streaming. Look, I thought like, oh, it's just gonna be like 5 minutes, and it's kind of, oh shit, there's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of eyes. From the person who, actually, Genome, he's another streamer. And I farmed 100. Is it 100,000? Is that the word? 100,000 points. To Bale's eyes. So it was kind of a, like, I wanted to see what they look like. Yeah. 100k. And then I realized, like, oh snap, there's still like other things I want to do for this and like make sure things are Harsh, potentially. Hello, Alkavi. I hope you're feeling better. I know January was a bit hard. Yeah, oh no. I didn't expect the eyes to be gold. I didn't expect his eyes to be gold. I thought they'd be purple for some reason. I thought his eyes would be purple. But today we're gonna go on a bit of a walk if I can get this working right. I thought I would play around a bit with some stuff. I played around a bit with a few things. I just realized actually, how am I gonna do that? So it might be a little wonky. And also, why is this not right? Is it the wrong thing? No, it can't be. Does it need to be large? A snowdrop? No, a snowdrop looks different. They are white. Shit. They're white, right? Give me a second. How does a snowdrop look like? I know there's like the angry snowdrop. Yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say angry snowdrop, let me grab it. I saw a photo of it earlier this year. Yeah, grumpy snowdrop. Let me grab a photo. Let me swap over to this. Did not bring it in. I did. Let me bring that in. I just have to remember what it is. Okay. Oh, it's too big. Grumpy snowdrop. Look at it. Isn't it cute? Look at this face. Look at this face. Snowdrops don't have to have that pattern on them, but this particular one does. Yeah. No, I just stole someone's scarf for today. That's about it. Which I'm actually quite happy I found this and was able to make it match a little better, because I don't know about you, light blue I don't really think goes in my color scheme very well, even though it's iconic. It's an iconic scarf for that. I think the dark purple works better for me right now. Skinny season? Rough on the wallet after the seasons, the holiday? It took me a bit to realize what that was. I'm looking in the wrong spot again. I need to be looking over here. Let's go for the walk. I'm gonna turn this down. Do you guys want to go for a long walk in the snow? Let's see how this works. Also, I guess... Oh, wait, hold on. Just thinking. The snow is fine, right? The snow is fine. I'm... Actually, let's see. Does it stay? Yes, it does stay! It does stay! It does stay. Yeah, chat's fine right there. Chat's fine right there. Also, I guess... do I keep the snow? Wait. I did a thing for this. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work? No. It doesn't work. Okay, I guess I have to do it manually. Eh? What do you mean I won't look you in the eye? Who won't look you in the eye? Is it me? Do you want me to look you in the eye? I have difficulty with that one. Walking backwards? You know, I'm just running you off the road the entire time. That's what I do. That's what I do. I run people off the road. Sidewalk? Sidewalk. The path. The path. I'm gonna be inching closer because I won't be able to hear what you're saying, especially over something like this. I have a lot of difficulty with that. Oh, let's see, there's one more thing I'm going to do, and I have to figure out, do I know the way to do it? Do I have the power to do it? The answer is... There we go. Maybe. Maybe. No, why is it not working? Okay. No. Yes, no. It's done. It's done. Okay, the snow is gone. No snow in the front. No snow in the front. I think I actually, yeah, I was getting closer. Sorry, I'm gonna back off a little bit. You won't be looking back because you're autistic. Is that actually a thing? So, I don't want to say it's worrisome. It's just, there's rules about, if you look too much at someone's, I guess, eyes, like, that's creepy, right? But if you don't look at all, that's also not good? Well, they're clear out. It's still snowy, though. It's just not, like... God. It's snow on the ground. I guess, definition of actively snowing. Is it snowing? No. It's snowy? Yes? Because sometimes in weather like... okay. Weather like this, it still feels a little bit like it's snowing because the wind will kick up at snow, and then, like, snow dropping from places like that. Especially if it's like the light powdery snow on top, and the wind kicks it up. It can be quite... It's... Blinding isn't exactly the right word, but you do have to shield your eyes. It's so quiet in the sun too. I do kind of miss walking in the snow at night in, like, places where I suppose it's okay to do that, but it's not. Is it dumb to go walking alone in the woods in the snow at night? Is that, like, a bad idea? Yes. Not, like, super... Not... Okay, I say woods, but it's kind of a... Not exactly a park, but... I imagine, like, if you were to scream, people would be able to hear it. No, it's not mine. It's not mine. I can show you what it is. Afterwards, because I feel like if I'm a little worried that if I do anything right now, it's going to go a little funny. Because that's what happened in the past when I tried to multitask. But I believe that if you look up, like, winter snow Canada walk, you'll get this. Unless, okay, the YouTube algorithm, how to put this? I don't know how much your individual interests really tailor your search results, because if so, then maybe because I look up videos like this before, I'm more likely to see things like this. The algorithm works in mysterious ways. Canucks. Look, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of Canadian. There's nothing wrong with America's hat. No, they don't really need fixing aside from... Okay, I'm not gonna say that part. Just thinking. I've never been to, like, the west coast of Canada. Only the east coast. And not, like, super far in. Only... I don't know what the name of it is. It's not the really... Toronto, maybe? No, Toronto's on the west coast, isn't it? Give me a second. List of exes? Why are you dating so many Canadians? I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm just cold a little bit, but I'll be fine. I got a scarf. Sometimes you have to suffer for fashion. Toronto East? Oh, okay. So yes, I think I've been to Toronto. Or I've been near Toronto. Maybe not actually ever in Toronto now I think about it. Yeah, I've never been to Montreal, I'm pretty certain, because that's like the French portion, isn't it? No, only Toronto area. No, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. But I never got to go into areas like this in Toronto, or in Canada. Quarantine zone. When I stopped myself, it was to say there's nothing wrong, except for the French portion. I thought, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that out loud as a joke. Maybe I shouldn't. I can't really say much. I only speak one language, really. You have a Quebec friends? Quebecois? Toronto's not above the Midwest. You know, with that portion of New York, they're kind of inching into Midwest in terms of feeling. That part of New York does not have a whole lot in common with New York City or the East Coast generally. Yeah, Toronto's across from Niagara Falls, and Niagara Falls is... Well, actually, maybe I'm thinking Buffalo more so. It's blue. But, I mean, I say blue, okay, so, I shouldn't say it's blue. It's blue collar. It's very... there's a word for this. Iron towns... Not iron. Rust Belt. Rust Belt. It's that. Great Lakes are Midwest. You take that back. Not all the Great Lakes are Midwest. Unless, are you counting New York Midwest? Like the entirety of New York? And I think that's not even the most eastern Great Lake. Do we need to get out a map? Do we need to get out a map? Great Lakes are definitely not Midwest. I've been to, I think, 2 of the lakes, and I wouldn't have said that I spent time, like, in the Midwest. One word off, but very different. Yes, I know that very well. I know that very well. I think I mentioned in Discord talking about, so people in New York City will say, oh, you're going upstate or something like that. They'll be like, oh, you're going upstate. And what they mean is you're going to like not Weehawken. Weehawken's not. Is Weehawken? No. Tarrytown, because Tarrytown I think is where Sleepy Hollow. It's like right around Sleepy Hollow-ish, right? Like a Sleepy Hollow, it's a Johnny Depp movie, isn't it? It's the whole thing with the Headless Horseman. It's that area. They do things for it. So they say upstate, and they mean basically right above the city. They mean right above the city. But at the same time, it's kind of a... Long Island is further north than that place is. You're not going upstate. Did I ever have a New York accent? What is a New York accent? Book versus Johnny Depp? I've never read the book, but I did see the movie because I was part of a D&D campaign where Sleepy Hollow was one of the influence points that was suggested to, like, watch. I'm walking here. Coffee? Kathy Clatch? Coffee? Boston has a different accent. But yeah. Well, I mean, there's like Brooklyn-ish accents. Or is it Bronx? Frick. Because I don't really know about like a Manhattan accent exactly, but you definitely notice when there are people who are from like Brooklyn or the Bronx. I'm getting them mixed up. It shows my ignorance here too. Get your keys out of your khakis and take your car down to Harvard Yard. Italian New Yorker. Staten Island? Staten Island. Good attempts. All I really know, all I want is a cannoli. There are a few things I've noticed when it comes to things that people who... Okay. You're going to order a pizza. You want the most basic pizza you can get. How do you order it? And I think this was something that kind of irked me in Futurama because of how they worded it. It was kind of a, no, not with a, I mean, yes, with a phone, I guess, but just more so. There's a wording. You call it a cheese pizza. They call it a cheese pizza in Futurama. And it was sort of a, but that's not how we order it. Because they do the ask you a question thing too. Hello, Kogan. Kogane no dragon. Cannoli. A cannoli is a sweet. It is... Oh, I don't know what the... Like, it's not bread. Pastry is made out of, but it's basically like a little rolled pastry. Think like a taquito. But it's a sweet pastry roll, and it's got like cream in it. Yeah. It's got... Man, I literally was just looking today, or not today, yesterday, at like a cannoli dip thing in a in a store, and it's kind of, it's the word for the kind of cream that's in it. Yeah. It's got a mascarpone, maybe? No, that's not quite it either. What? And yeah, you can put like chocolate chips and stuff in it. Mascarpone. Yeah, isn't it? Is that not how you pronounce it? Fuck. Here I am complaining about that, and it's kind of a... It's mascarpone? Okay. Mascarpone. Frick. I'm not very good at the Italian dessert game. I kept messing up the one that's made out of the... It's not Trifoli. There's something else. Pictograms? Language was a mistake. Yeah, like a mini taco dessert thing. I mean, like if... like sopapilla. But sopapilla is just like the fried taco shell. Not taco shell, fried, I don't remember words for food things. The shell. What is the shell called? The taco shell. There's a word for that. Frick. I don't remember what it's called. Tortilla. Yes, it's a tortilla. A tortilla. So to make a sopapilla, you cut up tortilla and you fry it. Then you can cover it in honey and sugar, like powdered sugar, and whatever else you want. To get like big puffy, fresh sweet bits. I've made that a few times. But near tiramisu without mascarpone, that's a scam. I've never heard of that even being an option. I just realized that I was supposed to get cake yesterday, and I didn't get cake. Fuck. Did they... It's... Yeah, I went to a place and they were supposed to have they were having a special event, and they were supposed to have cake, and I didn't even think of it until afterwards that I didn't get cake. I didn't see any cake. I'm wondering if they ran out already. But the thing about the tiramisu, because they have some sweets. And I don't remember if they were supposed to have a tiramisu type cake. Cake was a lie. I would hope that they wouldn't lie to me because that's the place. It's the place I like going to a lot. I think they just kind of forgot, or maybe they weren't doing it because of the time of day. Either they ran out, or maybe the bartender forgot. Hello, Coffee. How are you doing? Deep fried. I can't. I have to adjust this just a bit so I can see a little bit more, because I can only see about half the most recent thing unless I'm sitting up. Okay, I can see like half the emoji that Jay just used. I'm gonna adjust a little bit more. Up. There we go. Okay, now I can see a bit better. It was a little funny too. I was looking at a more recent VOD when I had this set up, and I could track my eyes reading the screen a little bit. Fixing your posture one stream at a time. Look, I have to actually have decent posture to see all the chat right now. Actually, if I slouched, okay. No, actually, now it's fixed enough. Now it's fixed enough. That doesn't really matter. That's so shrimpful. No, I mean, I wish. There is someone I know who was actually doing streams like this. They actually had, they were cycling, and they had their model up. Or no, they had a PNG, because they did have a model at one point, but it was like intensely battery draining, you know? I would like to record things like this, but I also don't have a camera set up or the mic set up for it. That would be really neat. A real streamer? No. I guess there's also that thing, but I do like the style of backgrounds. And also, I guess it's kind of a case of, like, this is a beautiful Canadian countryside. And what do I have? What do I have? A GoPro? I have heard of, they make, like, streamer backpacks for things like this, for live streaming. Mostly what I've when it comes to the IRL stuff, there have been a couple cases I've seen of people having 3D models in front, but not usually live 2D, because again, you can't turn the live 2D model around. Usually. I think people have gotten like really, I'm not shrimping. I am not shrimping. There are some people who do like really crazy head angles, but it's pretty rare. And even then, that would have to be an insane turn. And also, I'd be afraid of, for recording something like this, I guess, recording integrity versus what I'm capable of. I'm thinking I don't know if I've tripped on stream. I don't know if I've tripped on stream, but I'd be afraid. Also, I guess my movement speed tends to be really fast, so I'd have to deliberately slow down. I would be pace myself. I would have to pace myself pretty deliberately. I'm not this slow of a walker. Least romantic boardwalk ever with Garno Bruno. I want to say, do you think the boardwalk is romantic? Do you want to go? Okay, this summer we'll go to the boardwalk. We'll go to the boardwalk this summer. I will show you it is not romantic. There is zero romantic bones on that boardwalk. On any of the boardwalks I've been to. I have some photos. Going boardwalk at night. I've been going to boardwalks in the day and night. It doesn't matter. They are not romantic. Bones on the Boardwalk. Cannibal Convention. Yes. Yes, they were. Making laps. I would make a lap and then I would probably just go like try and make a snow angel. Because I would say I'm making a snow angel, but really I'm just lying in the snow. No, it's not romantic because of the sheer number of couples or anything like that. It's because of the general atmosphere. The music that they play. And the... Yeah, if you want to go... If you want to take your date on a monster truck experience in the sand, cool, great. Do you want to paintball zombie guys? Great. Do you want to go mini golfing? Excellent. You want to go to a dinky little aquarium? Mm-hmm. The seagulls. Yeah, you did go to the boardwalk last year. The seagulls. I was thinking about that, but I don't think we didn't go for a walk in the boardwalk. Thinking about some of the other things at the boardwalks that I remember experiencing. The huge amount of booths with stupid shirts. Garbage shirts. And all the people wearing those shirts. All I got was a shirt. No, you can get a scarf. Do you want the scarf? I can show you where the scarf is from later. If you want a free scarf. It'll be blue though. It'll be blue. You have to make any color adjustments yourself. I've actually knit scarves for people in the past. And yeah, free scarf. I've knit scarves for people in the past, and it's way better than knitting someone a sweater. It's way better than knitting someone a sweater. I can knit. I cannot crochet though, but I know how to knit. A bunch of taffy and fudge. The fudge changes your life every time you go. I'm not a huge fudge person. I didn't even really know much about taffy until maybe a decade ago. About a decade ago. I didn't know that. I guess it's like a very coastal thing. Taffy. And fudge. But fudge is like everywhere. You go to the beach, there's fudge. You go to a mountaintop, there's fudge shop. I'm sure if you go to the desert or something, there's gonna be fudge there too. You go to Yellowstone, there's probably a fudge shop right outside where the geysers are. What is Cabela's? A fish market? That's actually what I'm gonna be having for breakfast. It's gonna be a fish hot pot. I'm looking forward to it. There wasn't one at Yellowstone? That's a shame. I've been to Yellowstone too, but there's always a chance of things changing. I do remember at Pikes Peak in Colorado, it's like 14,000 feet up, there was a fudge shop at the top of it. You climb all the way up this mountain, or drive, or whatever, and there's a fudge shop at the top. At least there was when I went, a long, long time ago. Yeah, well... What is Cabela's? Cabela's? A Bass Pro Shop? I actually don't know if I've ever been in Bass Pro Shop either. I know there's that one that's got like the huge glass case on top. It honestly reminds me of the Tokyo Big Sight. Huckleberry? I don't know if I've ever had Huckleberry candy. I am kind of tempted to grow some Huckleberry. Faro? Bass Pro Shop? Oh, Faro is the name of the place where it is. Ah, okay. Is that the one in Memphis? Ah, okay. Is that the one where the person was recently caught Swimming with the fishes in the tank, like nude. Nobody's been able to cultivate huckleberries. That's I feel like that's not true. I feel like it just isn't worthwhile for a lot of people to do it, like in terms of payoff. Like, it might be dependent on the type of huckleberry. I mean, supposedly no one's been able to make wine ice cream either, but there's one place that does it. I really think it's probably just a matter of, like, payoff, and, like, it probably doesn't ship well or something like that, or keep for very long. So, like, I think small scale, probably fine. It might also be a case of whether or not they're able to keep pests off of it, because I have heard stories of people talking about, oh, I'm going to grow this, and there's an issue of birds getting to it all before they're able to actually gather anything. Like the birds eating all the blooms before they manage to get any further to make a fruit. You wanted Riesling? Riesling wine or Riesling ice cream? I got to try something new. I had a drink that tastes like Hawaiian fruit punch. But it was a cider or a mead or something like that. It was kind of a... I should have known what I was signing up for when the bartender told me, like, basically, you're going to like this, or like, this is going to taste familiar. No one's cultivated it. I guess I'm just gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'll have to... I was about to move up to see and click on the link, and it's kind of... It's not even the right screen. It's not the right screen. You can't... Your mouse can't reach that high. Was there a Shiraz flavor? Let me check. Let me check and see. It was Mercer's, I think, ice cream? If I could spell Mercer's. Ice... Ow. Ow. Okay. Ow. Let's see. Okay, flavors. You're looking for Shiraz. Sparkling. Yeah, they do actually have a Shiraz. It's berry and smoky orange peel. And then it has dark chocolate cups filled with raspberry in there too. I will say that the wine ice cream is only about 5% alcohol. I'm going to guess that is a choice specifically because otherwise it starts breaking down. I mean, they're working with the limitations of alcohol plus ice cream generally doesn't mix super well. Yeah, I will say actually, so I bought last Valentine's Day, I bought 10 pints of ice cream. That's 6 pounds of ice cream, and I tried them all on stream. I didn't finish them on stream, but I still had them in my freezer until summer, and then my freezer conked out, so I ended up with refrozen ice cream, and it was not good. It was not. It got weird and gummy. It got weird and gummy. I should have eaten them closer to when I had them. Yeah, the texture got really weird. Yeah. I thought, like, maybe it'll be okay. It was not. It was not okay. Yeah, tragic. F in chat for my $200 worth of ice cream. That melted. That melted. Fuck. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, actually. Like, was it actually that much money? And it's kind of maybe it was. I remember doing the math. Because, you know, I had to order in the first place. And it was kind of a... Fix. I can do it again this year. Oh, okay. Let me. I need some. No. Fuck. We're gonna do the right side. No. Down. Down. Down here. Yes? Mm-hmm. You're already along for the ride. Yeah, you had a big day yesterday. I was only able to see the ends. It's really tough catching European streams unless they do it at odd hours. I don't know if I'm gonna be ordering $200 worth of ice cream again. There is a minimum amount that you need to order, because of, I guess, like, keeping things cool. Let me see what it is. You can order it online, the ice cream, but you have to place an order. I'm trying to remember. Like, I filled out a piece of paper, essentially. Let me see. Yeah, $200 worth of ice cream. Last year, I did for Valentine's Day, wine ice cream tasting. And the reason why the VOD is not on YouTube is because because it's ice cream, I had to keep it in the freezer, and that's nowhere near the garden. Like, I couldn't be going in and out of the garden, like, fetching each one. So, I had a laptop, and the laptop could do, like, somewhere between, like, 1 to 5 frames a second with my model, and I should have just went to a PNG. So, yeah, I have a VOD, but I'm not really putting it out anywhere because 2 frames per second model. Ugh. So it's like $8 a pint, and you need a minimum of 4 and a max of 5, or max of 10, and they only have 10 flavors. And I think they might have limits on where they can ship, maybe, because it is alcohol. And shipping is expensive because you're shipping ice cream. No, like the price of shipping too, because they do overnight shipping. So let's see. They have general rates. So, like, if you're shipping 8 pints to the Northeast, it's $50 roughly, like, as an estimate. Southeast is $85. Midwest and West is $90 to $100. So yeah. Yeah. However, you can see if there are places that sell it in person. So you might not need to get it shipped. I do know that they sell it. You can look up to see where they sell it. Let me take a look. To find it. But it might also be limited because, again, I don't know what the rule would be for, like, alcoholic ice cream. I guess, like, alcoholic chocolate? They make that, right? Like, bonbons? Truffles? Do you need an alcohol license to sell that? So, okay, if you want wine ice cream, you can get it in Arkansas, Florida, New York. Yeah, do you live in one of those 3 places? You can get it. Literally, Florida, Arkansas, and New York. Let me see. I can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. There are some places that have really funky alcohol laws. Only anime girls get drunk off of alcoholic chocolate? That's fair. I've never... You have to eat a lot of chocolate, I think, to hit that point. I've made alcoholic truffles. I'm trying to remember how much. I made a lot of that for an event. And they taste a lot stronger than they were. I did the math and it was kind of a wow, this is really a minuscule amount of alcohol, but because it was a certain type of scotch, I think, it had a very strong smell and flavor. The alcohol burns off. No, I don't think it was necessarily the case for the alcoholic truffles, because the alcohol doesn't fully burn off. I actually have a book on baking with alcohol that tells you about like how to calculate the amount of alcohol in any of the cakes, because it does burn off some, but it doesn't burn off as much as you would think. And for some people, that does matter. Some places have to stop selling alcohol at 9 or 10 p.m. No, there's that, and then there's also the case of you're making a rum cake and you soak the thing in rum afterwards. I've also had that. Someone who gave me a rum cake, and it was not just baked with alcohol, but they like poured a lot of alcohol around it, and it was kind of a... I remember having it in a cup, basically. A cup with a spoon, because half of it was liquid. Yeah. Wrong part of... It's the panhandle. That's the word, right? The panhandle. She was... I think she was Jamaican. It was her signature thing for parties. Bring a rum cake. It made everyone happy. So the panhandle is where you can find the wine ice cream. Like, they sell it in stores there. I don't know what stores, though. Let me see. Ugh, because I have to do this on a separate thing. You love rum cakes? They are a good cake. They are a good cake. They're very easy. They're very easy to make. They're rewarding because of that. Yeah, what is Pensacola? It's like Pensacola, yeah. What is the store? Fusion Fine Wine and Spirits and Navarre Liquor. And then like one store in Arkansas. Argentinian Coffee and Wine Bar. Otherwise, basically New York is where you can find them. My favorite used to be the Riesling, back when I remember them only having a few flavors. Or maybe I was only able to get a few flavors. And when I tried it again, my favorite was the Port. But I think that was partly like the strength of the wine itself. Like being able to stand out. I guess there's a thing about getting older and liking more strong flavors. And I feel like that's gotten true. I feel like that has very much gotten true. Like when I was much younger, I only really drank white wine, and now it's kind of a yes, give me the red wine. That's like smoke and leather. And all sorts of strong things. The black coffee, I actually started that fairly early because I was lazy and I didn't want to put anything in it. And it was kind of like, I can make 3 cups of black coffee in a day and just like rinse it out in between without any worry. Spicy food, I'm not good with that. I try sometimes, but I'm not very heat tolerant yet. There's actually a chart going on around on Twitter about how there's like, what kind of foods don't you eat? And looking at the list, it's kind of a turkey. Who doesn't eat turkey? It's not like my favorite, but I won't reject it. And I can't remember some of the other things on that list. One of them was like soup, too. Let me see. I don't have Twitter on here. Whiskey. Whiskey is the reason I like smelling whiskey. I don't like drinking a lot of whiskey. The very first time I got sick from alcohol was due to scotch, because I was really dumb. So, I don't drink a huge amount of it. I learned twice. I learned twice. I never plan on doing it again. Twitter. Can I, am I logged in? No. Do I have to log in? Fuck, okay. Do I have to log in to see this? Save some fruit artists. The alcohol, you mean? I've also not been like I did have the thing that tastes like Hawaiian punch. I had something else too, but I don't remember what it was. Just pointing at the list. I'll try some of that. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Wait, why is this so out of date? Yeah, that's so weird. Why is it so out of date? Maybe this will work. No, it's not. It's not the right one. I'm looking up someone I know who did it. And it's kind of a, wait, but why is it not showing the right... It's not showing the right person. Like, I guess they have multiple Twitter accounts. And I keep getting the wrong one. Okay, I'm gonna look up someone else that I know who did it. I didn't do it myself because I thought, like, there's no point in posting a blank image. Turkey, I guess you have to be careful for how to cook it, because oftentimes people will cook it for too long, too high maybe, or something, and dry it out. I've only ever really cooked it as part of... Actually, wait. No, did I? I did make a turkey this year. I almost forgot. I did make a turkey. Why? Wait, no. I didn't make the turkey. I defrosted the turkey. My mother made the turkey. This is so strange. I'm not logged onto Twitter. I'm seeing posts that are from like over a year ago. Why won't it let me see the more recent posts if I'm not logged into Twitter? There's no chance that there's two people who have the same exact thing, same exact problem. I don't remember what my password is. I don't remember what my password is. I'm not gonna log in. Frick. But, there have been a couple things going around for, like, foods that you don't eat. And, like, olives were on that list. Olives were on the list. Thinking, I don't like olives exactly, but I just actually had puttanesca, which had whole olives in it, and I ate the olives. They're not my favorite, but they can be good in the right circumstances. Like, if I would have done anything for it, I would have cut them up smaller, but that's not what it called for. A tolerable amount of olives. I mean, puttanesca kind of relies on that saltiness. It also has capers in it and anchovy. So, more things that I guess a lot of people would not necessarily like. Cold cut has to be Canadian bacon. Cold cut Canadian bacon? I have seen that, but I honestly thought that it would heat it up, honestly. Everyone loves anchovies. They just don't know that they love anchovies. I think I've talked about this, but like if I ever do one of those things where like chat makes me a pizza, it's gonna be hard pressed to find something that I won't necessarily like on the pizza, I guess. Except for like a few combinations of things. Because like you're gonna throw anchovies on the pizza, that's not a problem. I guess the worst thing would be making like a really spicy pizza. But most places don't offer that, do they? Ham, pineapple, anchovies, green peppers. Okay, yeah, that one might be difficult to love. That might be a difficult to love pizza. Some places do a good ham pineapple. But, like, ham and pineapple and anchovies and green peppers? That's a bit much all at once, isn't it? Look at those mountains. Actually, there's one more thing I feel like I should do. Okay. Okay. Indian pizza places? Really? I'd be really interested in trying something like that. Although I would suffer at the heat. I've had some amount of Indian food, and I would like to think that I could do medium heat, but I'm afraid that I actually can't do medium heat. Like, And usually, it really depends on where you are, I think. No, Indian food. I remember very distinctly having Indian food with Indian people. It was a buffet of some sort. And asking them, like, what is fine for me to eat here? Like, what is spicy? Tell me which ones are spicy and I will avoid them. They said, nothing here is spicy. That was a fucking lie. That was a fucking lie. And they were serious. They didn't think anything there was spicy. And I had to go back for water like 5 times. I had to go back for water a lot. They were not lying. They just didn't think it was hot. I do know that in that group there were a few that had a bit of a spice intolerance, but not really as bad as mine. Handle Korean spicy food? No. So there's the bulldog challenges, right? Or like bulldog ramen? I've had their carbonara one because I didn't think it would be that spicy. I can't put the spice packet in that anymore. I had once. I couldn't finish it. It was too spicy. It was the carbonara one too. I guess there's like 2 levels. There's like regular Korean spice level, and then there's the spicy stuff. What is the name of... There's a tofu sundubu. I can do medium sundubu. It's a tofu soup. And like some spice is good for it, but I don't know if I could do like a full spice on it. With like all the gochujang and stuff. Tteokbokki fan? I don't know what tteokbokki is. That's not the rice cakes, right? I actually have some Korean rice cakes that are gonna be going into the hot pot tonight. I've had them for a while. Dies every time you get Thai food. I feel like I don't usually get spicy Thai food. Usually I don't. Level 2 out of 5. Oh, I'm so sorry, Passion. Yeah. I've actually had in a restaurant, they noticed I was having difficulty eating. Like they were refilling my water a lot. So they offered to take it into the back and like make it weaker for me. And that's what they ended up doing. And I was like, you don't have to. I can do this. And they're like, no, really, really, sweetie. It's okay. You're green. We get it. Yeah, I think they just put more like coconut cream or something in there in the sauce. You have the opposite problem, Gansiat? Well, you do need it more spicy. Eating like different spice levels at different places. Yeah. give hot pot now. Man, I do want the hot pot. I have to figure out what's going in it. I have some things planned, so not others. Like it's gonna be seafood. So the only like pre-made soup base I have is like a chunko nabe. So it's gonna have to be something else because I don't really think that's gonna go super well with the seafood. So kind of a what sauces come out of the sauce pile? And like, do I add spice? Do I add some gochujang to it? It was still mild. It might also depend on the person cooking, because I've definitely had that happen at a few places I go to a lot, where if the head chef is working and you tell him, make me regret it, he's gonna definitely put in a lot more spice than than everyone else in the kitchen will. And I mean, he's not dead. The chef is not dead, but he's retired now, and it's kind of they'll never get that spice level again. Or I guess maybe it also depends on what the person putting in the order says. If they actually put in the words that you say, or if they kind of translate it for the back. For this chef, though, it was someone that my group had met, like, and talked and bantered with. I think I distinctly remember him telling me a joke. I say it's a joke about, is it martinis? Maybe, like, martinis are like boobs. One is not enough, and like 3 is too many, something like that. I don't remember if it was martinis though. It probably wasn't martinis. Now I think about it. What's a tequila drink? Martinis really weren't his style, but I don't remember what tequila. What is it? Is it tequilas? Just tequilas. Like 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4. Maybe it was just shots of tequila that he was doing at that time. Yeah, it was a real, he was like a classically French-trained chef, but he was still like a chef. So rough around the edges. I don't think it was a tequila sunrise. I don't think it was. They warned you against putting spice in the food because it was, well, they thought it'd be too spicy, and then there was nothing to it. Well, at least you know to avoid that restaurant. Assuming that everything else, like, I guess the quality of the food, aside from that. Floor, yes. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor. What is this? Is that a tree? Let me move out of the way a little bit. Holy shit. I wonder. So, have you guys seen the fake trees? Like, sometimes they have fake trees that are meant to look like real trees because they're telephone poles or other kind of poles. I'm wondering if that's what that is because of the way it looks. Maybe they're not even trying? It's such a strange look to it. But there's so many other ones. I feel like those have to be real trees. I remember once being a passenger for a friend's, and we were passing by one of those, and I pointed out, like, look how dumb that fake tree looks. It's so fake. And she kind of went like, I've been driving down this path for like 2 years. I've never noticed the fake tree. It obviously works well enough, I guess, if you're driving. Power box things. Yeah, actually, now I think about it, it wasn't too far off from one of those. It was like across the way. But I've also seen trees like this standing up, or like dead trees like this, but that was in usually like controlled burned areas or like dead areas. This is a bit weird because of the maybe this is all like relatively new growth because everything seems fairly short here. You don't think you've ever seen a fake tree? May one day a fake tree bless your sight. Just one. After that, you've probably seen enough. They look so dumb. It's just kind of a wait. Maybe I could do it this way? Probably not. I have a vague memory of what it looks like, but I can't paint a real good picture of it. Like, I'm trying to remember if they're brown, even. Like, the base is painted brown. I don't remember. It's actually been a while. Oh, wait. Is that a signpost? Are they using it as a signpost? I wonder. No, it's just a tree. You can't change here! You can't change here! So yeah, I guess this is just an area where old growth is kind of burned out, and then everything else is relatively new. Canada, reveal your mysteries to me. Please, Canada. Crunch. The crunch. And the birds. They sound so... I hate to say they sound so fake. Must be really tall. Yes, elves are known for being either really tall or really short, huh? Except that's not always very true. It feels really weird. If you look in D&D, elves are actually on the shorter side. They're not like a super tall race. They're not like the shortest, obviously. But I believe they're shorter on average than humans. Does that feel kind of wrong? Does that feel kind of wrong? There are some birds that do sound like fake, even in real life. Especially if they're able to do the same song over and over. Like the same call. Depends on how you like your elves. I'm thinking it's kind of I guess I do like my elves on the taller side. Deedlit, no. No, well, yes and no. In the books, no, she is not around average height. Deedlit is actually supposed to be, honestly, about, like, the size of a child. She's described as short. They actually describe her height as childish. In the anime, I think they kind of raise her up a bit. They don't make her quite as short. At least I don't think so. Ephemeral player. Look. I wish I were taller too, but I have to live with my height. I have to live in my height. Live with my height. Live in my height and live with my height. It's sometimes nice being not very tall, but at the same time, there are places that I can't reach that I would really like to be able to reach, but it's not happening. I'm not growing any taller at this stage in my life. But at the same time, being short has had its benefits. Being able to like fit into smaller spaces, especially. Tall elves. Hmm. When it comes to... I haven't... It's been a very, very long time since I read about Tolkien's elves. If they're considered particularly tall. I feel like they might be. Maybe not like super tall. Anime elves, I feel like... Do they really... usually just have them around human height? I think that's about it. But I suppose for a lot of shows and stuff, they want to have them not be super out of line with humans because it's harder to cast that way. And also for like drawn, if you're doing shots, like visual shots, framing shots, it's hard to get them in the same frame if they're drastically different heights. Taller and thin. Elves in Magic the Gathering are basically pointy-eared humans. What about elves in Warhammer? I know there's like Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k. I know that there's an obvious difference because one is fantasy and the other one is, you know, 40k. 40k. Yeah. All I really know is a little bit about the 40k elves and that they're basically space hedonists. The Eldar, right? I don't know anything about fantasy, though, aside from a little tiny bit about a few things. Tall, thin, sharper facial features. So they went that way. Okay. There is something I'm thinking of doing upcoming for an event, except I realize I need to learn, I guess, like 2 separate things for it. I need to learn 2 separate things for it, and it's kind of a, okay, one of those actually might be easier, the other one might be harder, and it's kind of a, the one that's based in, the part that's based in reality might honestly be the harder part for me, because I've tried to learn about it for decades, occasionally, like on occasion, like every year something rolls around, an event, and it's kind of a, I should understand how this works, and I never remember anything. Drukhari. In Old Fantasy, they have the Elf Trinity. Eldar, what's the difference between Eldar and Dark Eldar? Dark Elves are Dark Elves the ones who have the tall, thin, sharper facial features type effect? Ah, okay. If they're like elves and drow. So what is the Elf Trinity? I actually should look up real quick to see. I didn't actually look up to see something, and now I'm kind of wondering, like, oh, I should double check to see about what this is. Because apparently it's something separate, but I'm gonna guess now that it's based in let's see, Wood, Dark, and High. Ah, okay. The standard. Okay. So it's a Warhammer Fantasy based thing. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be going through a little boot. Ow! 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 Hello, Exiliogino. Welcome. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you. I hope you had a good time with your eye reveal. I was there for part of it. I'm sorry. I had to go. I had to leave for my own stream. But I did catch the moment. That's why I was late to my own stream. I was very surprised. Very surprised by the reveal. I can't believe I got it wrong. I can't believe I got it wrong. For those who don't know me, I am the Evening Primrose, and I'm a garden elf, and I usually come out at night to play games. But today we're just going on a bit of a winter walk in Canada. And just chatting. I hope the rest of it went well. I know that you said something about, like, not recording it. You weren't recording it, and it's kind of a, man, I really hope I can catch that last bit of the VOD. Or, like, you have a VOD of it, at least temporarily. Otherwise, I missed out. I missed out on the ends. We're talking a little bit about elves in Warhammer and in Magic the Gathering and other things. And welcome, Green. Hello. And thank you also for the follow, Toma. Let's see, was there anything else I missed? Oh, hello, Heka. Welcome. Let's see. Wood elves, Exodites, Eldar, the shiny kind of technology and ride dinosaurs? How does that work? How? Okay. So do they only defend their home planets then, basically? Is that how it works? Do people just ignore them? I don't understand. I don't understand how wood elves work. Alien dinosaurs? You smell home. Welcome home, sort of, Green. Do you miss the snow? Do you miss the snow? I kind of miss snow. I lived in a place for a bit that had a lot of snow. Now that I look at it, actually, they probably had about this much snow for the most part. But elves in fantasy just stick to forests. So, but I know that there's like the whole thing. Okay, in fantasy. Okay, in Warhammer Fantasy, they stick to the forest. Okay. I actually really don't know a huge amount about like fantasy then. I don't know how the interplay in that game happens. Ah, lands on a planet that looks green enough to conquer, and your whole ship is swallowed by a T-Rex with a very angry Eldar riding it. Okay. I do know that they have different, like, ways of describing the planets. Thank you for the lurk, Abigail. Everyone hates everyone else mostly until there's something to unite them temporarily. That's how a lot of games are run, huh? Their whole deal is sin and then some. Is that... Are Drukhari the ones... I don't remember the name of the god. The one that's all about, like, pleasure. Is that not the same one? Slaanesh. Okay. Okay. Right, so what got me into this was that I was looking up, oh, when is the Super Bowl? When is the Super Bowl? And then finding out, it's right before Valentine's Day. It's right before Valentine's Day. It's fine. It'll be fine. Just, I won't... Okay, you know what? I'll walk on the other side. So you don't have to worry about falling off, because I'll just run... If I'm going to run you anywhere, it's going to be into the higher up portion. I'll run you into the edge. Into the mountain. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about the edge. I'll walk on the outside. I'll walk on the outside for you. Just don't push me out, okay? Also, I don't know if I did this yet. I'm sorry if I missed it. Thank you, Auxilia, for the raid. Genome. I keep having to remember it's Genome. It's been a year. It's been over a year. And I still have to hammer it into my head. And also, I know it might be kind of late for you, so if you need to go sleep. Also, it's been a tiring day because you had your whole... If you need to rest your pretty little eyes, go ahead. Hold hand just in case you slip down that phone slope. That was smooth. That was smooth. Yeah, we can't show that on Twitch. We can't show that on Twitch. I'm trying to remember. Was it on the disc? Oh, it was something in, I think, Kara no Kyokai. Yeah, I think there was some hand-holding in Kara no Kyokai, which is kind of a damn. You already fell down, your face first in a tree. Don't pull... Don't... You're still alive, right? You're not pulling a Sunny. Do you guys even know who Sunny is? It looks like we're not the first people. It looks like that there's some footprints that we're following that are slightly snowed in. The fact that you guys are spelling it that way means that you don't know who Sunny is. Yeah, yeah. It's Sonny and Cher. Yeah. Yeah. It's not spelled that way. Yeah, Sif's got it right. It's Sunny. It's Sunny with an O. Yeah, he hit a tree when he was skiing, and he died from that. He was a famous entertainer. And he is the only member of Congress to have scored a #1 pop single on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, apparently. Let's see. Let me see. They don't say how he died, but I'm pretty certain that he hit a tree, right? Death. Okay. Yeah, he was skiing in California. He was a congressman, yes, and he's also in Scooby-Doo episodes. Twice, I think? Maybe 3 times even. Yeah, he was a musician, and he married Cher, and they had some TV shows together. Then they divorced. I guess he was. It would make sense. Wanting to protect that. He was a congressman. Looking at what else he was. I don't know if he was like big into sports too, but I guess it was just music and film and TV and being a congressman. Yeah, things are slowly inching forward. Just Steamboat Willie. I should check and see about more of the Lovecraft stuff, because I do know that like half of it was in and half of it was out. Oh, a line from Veggie Tales. Oh yeah, Bob, a lot of people have been asking us about sharing. When do I have to share? Why do I have to share? Whatever happens to Sonny and Cher? Oh, you poor child. I've never seen Veggie Tales. All I know is pretty much from Scooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo episodes. And just thinking... Thinking about, like, okay, how did I hear about the skiing accident thing? And I guess it's kind of, I guess it was just kind of part of that era. Hello, Death No. I'm sorry I missed that earlier. Talking about Sonny and Cher. Along with Finding Nemo. I remember when Finding Nemo came out because I was actually following an animation news site at the time. I feel like that just kind of dates me too. Like, I was already looking at that and hearing about, like, the cool new things that they were implementing with Finding Nemo. And some, like, tidbits on trivia on, like, other films that were being made. Like, whatever leaks were happening, you know? So I think that was also how I learned Once Upon a Time about the whole thing with, not Prince of Egypt, the other one, Road to El Dorado, and how they were filming, or they recorded the two main characters at the same studio. Like, they were recording their lines at the same exact time because they were already filming something else together, like an actual film. Which is why they had a lot of there's a word for this. Chemistry. They had a lot of great chemistry, that set. And they were able to do a lot of lines where they would run into each other. And that was really only possible because they were recording together. I think that was one of the things that they had touted them back. Like, it was one of the first times that happened. Yeah, I was thinking about Road to El Dorado earlier because I was thinking they're basically, the two main characters are like roughly the same archetype, aren't they? And yet, that works absolutely fine for the story. And the same thing I was thinking about Frieren. It has like two cold mages. Two cold mages as their leads, but that works, right? And it's kind of a strangeness because usually a lot of stories want a very main cast. A bard and a charisma rogue. But they still they have a lot of the same feeling, don't they? I want to say having that be the sole party, they're very good at like a specific type of thing, but outside of that, they kind of fail, right? Martial class is left once again in the cold. Look, you have like Berserk, right? You have Berserk. There's so much that you could be doing. There's so many things that don't have magic. Straight man. The straight man. One cool thing. I'm sure there's more. I was gonna say, what about... There's gotta be a whole bunch of series about monks, right? Out straight man's your straight man? That's also kind of a question. Just, I guess, relationships in groups where who's playing the straight man. And you guys are kind of my straight man, right? My straight plant. Usually, but not always. You're the ones who are reeling me back from making bad decisions sometimes, and you egg me on, like, yeah, go for that doll. Go for that doll. What other series have only martials, or like, I say only martials. Wait. I am watching other series right now, and I actually caught up on them earlier. I'm thinking, wait, no, but Goblin Slayer didn't have a new episode this week. I don't think they have this month yet. And also, like, well, there are mages there. There are mages there. But when it comes to Dungeon Meshi, for instance, that's a very main cast. Like, they've all got their thing. Which one of you is the Sans and which one of you is the Papyrus? I'd be so offended. But also, I've never actually seen Undertale. I've never played Undertale. Wait, the Dungeon Meshi tie-in cookbook? That would be pretty good. I would also feel bad because I haven't actually done a whole lot of cooking on my Final Fantasy XIV cookbook. I should do that more. Mm-hmm. 2 fighters, 2 rogues, and a single wizard in Dungeon Meshi? Super balanced? I actually, it's been a very long time since I read the manga. I don't remember how far up I've gotten it. I guess probably not super far, considering like a lot of the people in the opening I don't recognize. So I guess it was a long, long time ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, what about Fallon? It's pronounced Fallon, right? She was a mage. Was it mage? She was a cleric, actually, right? No, wait. Or something? So right now, like in the TV series, they have Senshi, uh, Laos, Marcial, and I keep wanting to say Chilchuck, right? It's Chilchuck because I think it's Woodchuck, but it's not Woodchuck. Woodchuck is Lodos. Chilchuck. So two of them are marshals. One is a rogue, and the last one is a mage. Chilchuck. Chef. He's support. Yeah, but he's capable. He's like a lore master, sort of, for the dungeon, isn't he? He's a lore master. He's like a bard, except he doesn't sing. He just lores. Yeah, but the guidebook isn't necessarily correct, I think. Just thinking about how Senshi dealt with the golems in the most recent episode. It's more correct than more seals. That is fair, sort of. Look, the dog thing would have worked out if she had actually done it. Maybe. It's just, that's a poor dog. The guidebook is wrong more often than it's right. Oh, come in for spoiling. Sorry, it did just come out. Like, Friday, right? I feel like I need to try and keep up and actually watch them on Friday because otherwise I'll hop on Twitter and people will spoil things anyway. Oh, okay. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of spoilers for things. Some of them I don't mind, but some of them I kind of do. There was one GIF though that I thought was edited and turned out it wasn't. Those still standing dark trees. It really must be that they're regrowing. There is something else I've been watching that has had a lot of people split. It was something that I enjoyed the pilot of. GIF? You're bothered by the GIF thing? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hello, Whiplash. Thank you for the raid. You were doing a Ryutama review or something like that, right? Or like a look into Ryutama? Welcome, Raiders. I am the Evening Primrose, and today we're going for a walk in the snow. I'm just chatting. Oh, it's supposed to be Ryutama, but turned into Hackmaster. Your streams converge. We haven't really been talking about any tabletop stuff today. Just a little bit about elves and Warhammer. A tiny, tiny bit about magic. Tiniest bit. And I guess chat is not very pleased with me being a GIF person. I'm sorry. If saying GIF bothers you, you probably want to leave now because I'm 335 years old. That's not probably gonna change. Okay. Give me a second. That's a really big water bottle this time. It's a really big water bottle. Okay. Where was that? Swords, but swords. A cheesy kiss. No. Actually, I don't know what kind of peanut butter I have. Aside from crunchy. Okay, if you're gonna go down this route about giraffic. Uh, crunchy? Yeah, I have crunchy peanut butter. I like crunchy peanut butter. But also welcome Kogasu and hello. Let me double check. Let me double check. Okay, I think that's it for new. Oh shit, Bibu? You mean the rock lady? I actually haven't. I don't really watch too many corpo VTubers. Actually, I really don't. I've watched a little bit of a few for like special things, special occasions. Janet, look. Sometimes it's a J, sometimes it's a G. It depends on how easy it is to say. Giraffe. Are you guys gonna like tank me for being a GIF kind of person? I'm okay with that. Send me back. send me back. I'm fine with being alone and saying GIF. A J who's also a G. No, you don't. Don't push me down off the mountain. You wouldn't do that to an elf, would you? NASA Aeronautics. I get a pass? Thank you. Thank you for giving me a pass in my own stream to speak as I would like. That is something that was absolutely required. I know there was another thing I was thinking of. I didn't need the pass. This is my stream. Someone said the sic semper tyrannis? Is that it? Rule of the tyrant. I am the tyrant. I am the tyrant. There are no mods here except for me. And I finally learned how to view my mod stuff. I finally learned. It's been like 2 years, and I unchecked the hide mod buttons. Sic semper Tyranid? Oops. Wait, no. It's not Tyranid, is it? Tyranid is like a... Isn't Tyranid a Warhammer thing? Aren't Tyranids... one of the groups? Okay. Ow. The bugs? Okay. I heard that they're popular with the girls. Like, female players. But I guess it's because, like, they could be really colorful or something? That's just what I heard. Thank you for the stretch. I'm gonna take that. Ow. Okay, that can hurt. Orcs are usually popular with girls? I wonder why. Huh. I actually don't really know too many female Warhammer players. Grimrose. I don't know if that's gonna be happening. You could probably already say that, sort of. Looking at a lot of the games I've played in the past. But not like super grim, I guess. Just looking through and it's kind of, wow, that one was kind of dark, that one's kind of dark too. But, like Folklore, Witcher, Yomawari. But they're not like super, super dark. A Noble Bright Rose? Yeah. No, not really. Robros? What are Robros? And sometimes sisters? Like the Sisters of Battle? Is that it? Or is it Sisters of Mercy? Oh, I didn't honestly know that there were robots in Warhammer 40k. I'm not a Noble Bright enjoyer. given like my past game choices on stream and other things, not especially. I like bittersweet things. Though I do have to like be a little wary because there are some things that are just like instant tear jerkers. So I try to avoid those, but What? What do you mean? Why is there concern? There actually, that reminds me, there is something that I wanted to put on for a showing for Christmas or around Christmas, but now it's kind of too late, so I'll wait for next Christmas. And it's a 1-2 gut punch. A 1-2 gut punch for Christmas, especially if you view it in the order that I viewed it in. Oh, I was looking at Witch on the Holy Night, not for stream because it's a long visual novel, but because it's something that I've heard about. And yeah, thank you for the warning about that. Like, depending on how accurate, not accurate is not the right word, but like sometimes I can take it, but sometimes I can't. Like, I did watch Sankareya, which if you know how Sankareya starts in like one of the major themes, I have to be careful about like when I watch it. I've never actually finished it. I never saw the last episode. But like I guess I can kind of temper it a little bit. But like Hat Museum I should not have done. Do you remember the drama with Sankareya? Yeah. I was watching Sankareya then too, and I was excited for the release. And then Funimation put out on Blu-ray the censored release, and then they recalled it all. I actually have a cell. Not a cell, that's not the right word. Before they make a cell, they make like paper line work for it. I have one of those for Sankareya, and it's for when he's doing the like Oho Kitty sort of look. I think I have a photo somewhere, but I don't have it like right on hands. I was really happy to get that still. But yeah, it's not painted or anything, it's just the line work. I think it was only like $5 or $10 too. Like, I could probably find the GIF of that shot somewhere. But yeah, I mean, emphasize. Probably emphasize with the concept behind Sankareya. But at the same time, why would I ever say it like that? Because I don't know how to pronounce things. Empathize. Yes. Probably. I'm trying to remember the other thing that people made fun of me for saying. Emphasize. Colloquial. I have to remember to fix that when I say it. I'm going to be emphasizing that because I have to not say the other word. The non-word. Empathize. Is it not empathize? I replaced the O, the second O, with an I. Empathize is a word, but just more so pronouncing it kind of wrong. Yeah. Just sometimes the wrong words, so. I'm used to more so reading it than saying it out loud. But no, I would do colloquial. It's not. It's colloquial. Because I think when I think of colloquial, I think of colonial instead. Which is why, like, out loud, I would replace it. No, you're going to call the GIF thing the most egregious mistake, though. Oh, I can move back to the other side now. Give me a second. Give me a second. You weren't going there? Really? It is, in fact, Canada. Let me double check. Yes, it is, in fact, Canada. The name of it is 4K Winter Hike Through Snowy Forests with Snow Crunch Sounds. Scenic Trails of Canada Part 2. That's what it's titled. I'd grab you the link. I can grab you the link afterwards. I'm afraid that if I touch much, it's going to go black. Which is why I haven't really been doing anything but talking. I can't find links, I can't interact too much otherwise. I could do some things, actually. That's not true. You were never a Boy Scout? Is it... I don't know how popular it is to be a Boy Scout now. I knew some Boy Scouts when I was much younger. I knew a bunch who became Eagle Scouts, actually. I knew a bunch who became Eagle Scouts. It seemed more popular than being a Girl Scout, though. But I was always kind of jealous of the Boy Scouts. Because they actually got to go, like, camping and doing cool stuff. They learned cool, like, woodsy things I never learned. But at the same time, like, now, I guess it's a case of, like, would I have enjoyed it? I guess at the time I would have. You only need one guy your age to become an Eagle Scout? 2, 3, 4? What? 2, 3, 4? Maybe it was because the group that I knew who became Eagle Scouts, they were all friends with each other, so I guess they kept them together. They were also like a bunch of tabletop players. They were a bunch of tabletop players. Oh, shells, because they would go off camping. They would go off camping. I had stories about that. And also what happens in the tent stays in the tent. They should not have said that to you. They should not have said that to Budding Fujoshi. What? They were the ones who said it first. Tacos together, Rocco's together? Band Sports Kid? I didn't know too many of those. I knew Scouts, I guess, and bands, but not too many on the band side. And I think marching band is kind of a different beast, isn't it? I am thinking about the things that I learned specifically from when I did scouting stuff, and that was where I learned how to ride a horse. And like some caretaking of horse stuff too, but like riding for the most part. And that is definitely not carried over in like the long scale of things. Although I did go riding a few times after that, but horses are just so expensive. And the people who own horses, you only fall. I know you don't fall off the horse. Falling off the horse is really bad. It's really, really bad. I was thinking though, I do remember the horse that I was learning from when I was riding, because I guess if you've ever seen Silver Spoon and how they like match up people to horses, it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. So like this absolutely tiny girl got like the huge horse. I remember getting like a middle-sized older horse. Yeah, Silver Spoon. Yeah, it brought to mind Silver Spoon. Yeah, the anime. Or the manga. There's a manga. She was taking a lot of breaks, the mangaka, for that, because she was going back to help her family farm, I think. What about horse owners? Horse girls. Horse girls. I've known a few horse girls. And, well, they're still with the horse. You're still with horse. Yeah. I had a housemate who was dating a horse girl for a couple of years. You don't say anyone from your mom's barn. That's wise. I mean, it's a very expensive upkeep thing that needs a lot of attention and a lot of money. Unless you can provide all the money to help with the maintenance, you're probably just gonna be second to that horse. Yeah, no vacation. Same with farming too, right? There was one thing that I distinctly remember. I shouldn't say this is like the only reason they stuck together necessarily, the housemate and the horse girl. But I do remember him being like, man, her thighs. Like, bro, I didn't really need to hear that, but if you're happy, sure. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't a horse guy. He was a gym guy. He was hitting the books and hitting the gym. I don't really know if he visited the stable at all, to be honest. But I don't know. I guess I don't think she had a horse at that time because of where we were. But I think she still had access to, like, being able to ride. Make note of what? Horse girls? Horse girl thighs? Bookville gym cell? Yeah, actually, kind of. Before that was, like, a really big thing. Before it was a really big thing. He was very much the squats and oats and whey sort of dude. Like, it's very much so. Chicken and broccoli. If one wants thighs, seek horse girl. Yes. Maybe gymnast too. Ballerina. They're supposed to also be. Although for ballerinas, there's like a kind of a trade-off, right? Between like the muscle and like a certain amount of sleekness. Versus the horse girl, they don't necessarily want to appear sleek, but they want to be light because it's less of a load on the horse. So, horses are awful prey animals. Horses are just generally very... I want to say, are you sure they're awful prey animals, or are they actually, like, great prey animals from a predator's perspective? Because aren't they supposed to be really... How to put it? Things are easy to break, and when certain things break, and it's a lot of things, like, it's over. It's over. Owarida. Being fast has to count for something. I guess so? It might depend on whether or not they can be run down, though. Sturdy but fragile once broken. Super skittish without lots of training are always dangerous. Okay. For a second I was like, are you making like a thing on them being like angry? Are they angry and like bloody? I don't know. Fix that. Okay, give me a second. You don't trust horses? I could understand that. I remember the horse that I learned how to ride was fairly sturdy. In terms of, like, maybe sturdy is not the right word. Okay. Sorry, I had to duck. I had to duck there. I tried. Being a bit difficult. No, the horse wasn't difficult at all, actually. They were, like, very easygoing. They were on the lower side, but not, like, super low. I still just remember that one, like, the tiniest girl getting the biggest horse. It was funny, but at the same time, I guess it worked out for the most part. Aside from the one time the horse stood on her foot. But it wasn't on like her entire foot. It was only on like I guess it was just on the tip, and it didn't land on her toes. It just landed on like the shoe, if that makes sense. She was very lucky. And I don't think anyone else had any real trouble aside from like one instance where a horse was startled, and there was a rearing, but they stuck on, like no one fell off. It's not the full weight anywhere. Yeah. Still, we were fairly small at the time. Now that I think about it, I do have to wonder though, like was the horse really that big? Am I just thinking about it from a lower perspective? If you ever gone someplace and then gone someplace when you were young, and then come back, a couple decades later and take a look and like, wow, I thought this was a huge slide, but it turns out it's like maybe only like 10 feet tall or something like that. It's not stories big. Man kicked in the pelvis by a bugging pony, nothing broke. Congrats. I don't necessarily know if that's a thing about luck, but I'm glad you didn't break anything. Did you have a contusion from that though? Like, did you get a really, really bad bruise? Because I can imagine. Like, I've been hit by a vehicle, and I didn't break anything, but I did get a really, really bad bruise. Yeah. Like, bad enough that there was a check for, like, is anything broken? How did that happen? So I was trying to make my way across a road, and I was in a rush for a stupid reason. And there was a regular bus that was stopped. Like, it stopped at a stop sign, not stop sign, it stopped at a bus stop. And I was under the misguided understanding that cars had to stop at all buses when they were stopped. The answer is no, they don't. They only have to stop at school buses, not regular buses. So a car was coming around the bus, and it clipped me. I took off the side view mirror, and I left a big dent in the side door. So, and maybe like the front. I don't think anything happened to the front light. Yeah. So, and then one lady came off the bus and walked me to like an ambulance that was nearby, essentially. They walked me across the road that I was trying to cross to an ambulance. I don't think that counts as being clipped. I mean, I wasn't hit by like the front, and it wasn't like going super, super fast because they were passing a huge bus. But yeah. So yeah, that, I got bruised. I remember it was on my right arm, and also, sensitive places. And that's how I learned about the tailbone. And that if you break that, you can't really do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. So yeah, it was stupidity on my part. I've learned my lesson. And I'm not too much the worse for wear. There's just occasionally sometimes where it's like sitting wrong can be an issue, but sometimes it's kind of a case of is this age or is this left over from that? They were slowing down. It's just that I was passing in front of the bus, so there wasn't really a huge amount of visibility. I don't think I've actually been thinking about like other accidents, and they're mostly been very small. Like, that was the biggest one, I think? That was probably the biggest one. So, like, all told, not too bad. I'm probably ignoring something else, actually. Probably. So, now I think about it, I've only been to a hospital twice. I think? Wait, do you count 3 times? 3 times, maybe. And now that I think about it, I don't actually know if I've ever visited someone... Wait, no. Maybe? Have I ever visited someone in a hospital? And I think the answer might be no. Never really thought about that before. I think I've only been in a hospital twice. For kidney stone, drink your... I'm gonna finish my water. And also for being hit by a vehicle. Been to a hospital at all. Only... I don't think I've ever visited a patient in a hospital. I don't think. Not in a hospital. In... like, is it inpatient care sort of stuff-ish, but not in a hospital? Maybe? Thinking... There's a lot of people, I guess, may go visit someone who's just given birth to, like, go congratulate the parents and, like, visit the baby at the hospital. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever done that. Even though I have a couple of, like, nibblings and stuff. Yeah. And about other instances for why one might go, I don't think... Yeah, no. And not... I'm thinking about other instances, like, oh, someone I know's gotten hurt enough that they have to go get surgery or something. I've never been in charge of dealing with any of that. Or bringing someone to a hospital. Wait, there is one more time I forgot. Okay. I had to go to a hospital to help someone because they broke their... They slipped. They slipped in the garden. So I had to... I brought them to the hospital. I kind of forgot about that one. Wait, no, there was one more time. My sister had to get stitches. Let's move over. My sister got stitches. I forgot. I guess ER. ER counts, right? My sister somehow broke a bar glass on a bar, and she got cut badly enough that she had to go get stitches. Gotta keep moving. Gotta flip sides. I'm gonna flip back over, so you're on the higher side. You're on the higher side. I kind of forgot about that one. Especially because she was, I think, trying to keep something hidden at that stage. So it was kind of an oddity in the waiting room, like helping. She got it in her main hands, I think, the glass. So someone else had to fill out the paperwork for her. So it was kind of like, okay, so name, I got that. What's your birthday? Because I don't remember. Then like, is there a chance that you could be pregnant? And she was like, no. She was. She was. But, I mean, it was more so she was trying to keep it hidden because it was a, what is the word? Like, I think she just kind of, like, went into the doctor, like, separately later and was like, yeah, no, I am pregnant, but I'm not telling my family yet because, like, we're not through the first trimester or something. So, in case something goes wrong, I don't want to tell anyone. She was married for like 6 years at that point. It was no surprise. It was no surprise. Maybe not 6 years, but it wasn't a case of like, oh no, she's underage, and unmarried. It was just a case of trying to wait for an appropriate time to announce, you know, the first one. Yeah. I even vaguely remember looking at that question, looking at her answering, and not believing her. It ended up breaking to me anyway because she was getting morning sickness. She was getting morning sickness, so it was kind of yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. There's nothing wrong. You're just vomiting. You're just vomiting into the toilet for no apparent reason. That's absolutely... And you're not, like, super concerned about it. Perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. That was... Now I think about it. That was over a decade ago. 15-year anniversary coming up. Yeah, it's a good reason. I know a lot of people who will announce those things very early and like very first chance. Every time I see one of those COVID tests, it's kind of a wait. Is it actually? I'm used to. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm used to seeing pregnancy tests, but for the longest time, that was what I was seeing on my timeline before that. It was COVID, not COVID. Pregnancy tests. People showing off like, we're expecting our first, our second, our third. Yeah, and now it's all COVID tests. Someone is actually going to post one of those positive, like a positive pregnancy test. I'm just gonna scroll on by and not realize, thinking, oh, okay, they just got COVID for the nth time. The stomach bug that shows up around 7 to 8 a.m. every day. I don't even remember it being in the morning. Who was phone? Who was phone? I actually haven't checked Facebook in a very long time. I popped it up for the first time in probably over a year, maybe 2. It was just sort of a, yep, gonna close it now. There's nothing of value that I've gained from opening this app. I really feel like I should just delete it all. Oh, but that is like the primary way I was getting for a very long time announcements about like who's having a kid. Fully shut down your Facebook a couple of years ago. The only thing I would be worried about with that is people posting other stuff about me. Like, I have no control over that. It's kind of weird. Or I shouldn't say weird, but it's unnerving, right? It's unnerving. I've seen people post entire checks with nothing blurred out or marked out to say like, oh, my mom gifted me this much money. How cool. And it's kind of a, ma'am, please. I can't believe you made it this many years without realizing that's a terrible idea. So I don't really trust. I don't trust that sort of thing. Yeah. How can I be sure that someone else I know isn't doing that and accidentally doing something about me? She's younger than me, though. But I guess that's okay. That's understandable considering I'm an elf. But at the same time, damn, girl. I thought that you would be more technology savvy. You got locked out of your Facebook a long time ago, so you can't delete it. Did she eat lead paints as a child? Yeah, you know, maybe there was something in the water. That's my, I don't want to say only hope, but maybe there was something in the water. People never change. And I'm sure there's people laughing about other things, like, Prim, do you not remember, like, 3 weeks ago? Do you not remember Christmas? Like, yeah, I'm an idiot too. I'm an idiot too. I have heard about the newer generations getting more tech illiterate. About some things. I think that they're, like, savvy on others. I do remember, actually, there was someone who I know who got flagged for using a No, it wasn't just using a VPN at an appropriate time. It was, like, using the Onion browser or something like that at an inappropriate time. And it's kind of like, are you sure that this person is okay? Because, like, maybe they've been compromised because they're like, we've detected something about, like, a Onion browser. And it's kind of a, wow, wow. What the fuck are you thinking doing this? And, like, having to check with them, like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you sure that your computer is fine? Because these people found, like, this in the system. And it's kind of a, yeah, no, that was me. I just forgot to do something. They used Tor once, and they used Tor at an inappropriate time. They used Tor at an inappropriate time. Let's say, okay, you're at school. You're at school connecting to the school network. Are you gonna go on Pornhub? Knowing that they can track you. Because all the data is going through their network, right? Yeah. Yeah. Go on what hub? Cornhub. I said Cornhub. Tor on a work computer? That sounds like it would be a bad idea, right? That would probably be a bad idea. I know there is that one guy who will make, like, completely innocuous videos on Cornhub. Let me. Okay, water. Thank you. I feel like maybe in the hospital might be a little different though, because, well, they're like patients, right? And I feel like if you're staying, depending on how long you stay, like, there are certain things that might need to happen, right? Microgeneration? What? So what is a microgeneration? Like, even smaller? Like, it does it only compromise of, like, 5 years or something? I do remember having to do a lot of flipping and switching for things. The swap from, like, downloading on individual sites to downloading on, like, LimeWire to downloading over torrents and stuff like that, and now... Well, now it's still torrents, but... Always having to keep one step ahead. The opening and closing of the Wild West. Flip to smartphones, VHS to DVD, HD switch. But you didn't have to do 8 tracks. There are people who had to see, like, records to 8 tracks to tapes, right? You missed the 2000s or earlier. 20 years ago, and we somehow weren't disconnected. 20 years ago, I had an AIM account, and that was how I connected with a lot of people, and I was online on that AIM account whenever I was on the computer. And that was a lot of time, but there was still time I wasn't. But I didn't have a smartphone. I only had a dumb phone. I never connected to the internet with my dumb phone because that cost money, and so did texting. So it was just ICQ. I did have an ICQ too, but everyone I knew was on AIM, so I had AIM. I also had Trillian and, like, something else. I don't remember. And I also had Yahoo Messenger for a little bit of time, but, like, everyone was on AIM. And even in some other places, like, after, God, AIM. Just thinking about AIM. I was also on a BBS. I was also on a BBS, ASL, 14 of Cali. That's what the answer was supposed to be, right? But really, it's more like, well, like, 313. 313. F. Hell. I don't know if any of them are around anymore. Like, AIM shut down. AIM shut down. But thinking about... Perfect response. We were talking a bit about, like, the difference between a social networking service and an instant messenger. Because does Discord take over the spot that AIM was in, and like ICQ and all those? It sort of is, but at the same time, it's hard to find new people to talk to. But I guess for AIM, a lot of people didn't necessarily do that. You used it to talk to people that you knew physically, and you traded messages, and it's a space that when you're messaging someone on the instant messaging services, for the most part, you're in a shared space where no one owns it. Discord is kind of weird because there's someone who owns the server, so to speak, but not like actually, because Discord owns it all. But someone built the space that you're connecting in. But it's a shared space at that. It's kind of a weird... It's not a third space, because third space has a different definition. Like a library, or not even a cafe. Cafe is not third space. It's a forum. It is a forum, but do people usually think of the person who runs the forum? I guess so. I didn't really think about it that way. Because chat rooms, depending, had either an owner that was a big conglomerate type concept, like Yahoo, or it's like incredibly tiny, I think. Like chat rooms run a big scale. Forums also kind of do, but... Hello, Raiders, welcome. Hello, Callie. Whoa, there's a lot. Oh, ow. That's a lot of stuff. Haggling for deals? What were you playing? Home Safety Hotline. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. I've seen some people playing it. Welcome, I'm Imaginarian. Omatand. And welcome, Skeleton. And hello, oh god, there's so many. Blackheart LeChance, and Magical Cactus, and Zwang 101, and Zero Lagger. Thank you for the follows as well. Franksta and the Haunter, and MKR the One. Is that how it's said? Or is it Merker? And thank you for the follow, Slate and Frost Eyes. I'm the Evening Primrose. I'm a garden elf, and I come out at night to play games. But tonight we're just doing a bit of a winter walk and talk. I'm talking about AIM and other instant messaging services and Discord and social networking services and kind of the definitions of that and what Discord kind of counts as. And we've been going through a lot of topics today. And thank you for the follow, Senha and Omatound. Let's see, there's more people I missed earlier, and there's more people I'm gonna miss even more. Welcome. Hello, Cats in Glory Days. And hello, Zelia. Welcome, Manual of Arms. And hello, Franksta. Hello, No Bush. Okay, Nobu Shadows. Okay, for a second it was No Bush? No Bush. No, it's Nobu Shadows, right? And hello, Zero Lager. Let me see. Bed Hags. VBS. Yeah, I have used the PBS in the past. And thank you again for the raid, Callie. And hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow, Turtle Sheen. It did seem like it was a bit short, the home safety hotline, but it looked really interesting. Well, all the like Fae things mixed in with the regular home issues. You have bed hacks. Yeah. I remember now. Okay, I kind of thought you were talking a little bit about me for a second, just because I do have the hag tag. But no, now I remember that there is in fact a bed hag in the game. I remember not being freaked out of the bed hag, but there were a few other things where it's like, I don't want to think about having that in my home. I'm going to pretend. I'm gonna end up dead in this house by ignoring the ghost in the fridge. And thank you for the compliment, Black Heart. And also Mazand. Mm-hmm. Orca. Okay, Oma. Okay. I have to remember that. I have to remember that. I take notes, but I'm afraid it would kind of break some stuff. And thank you, Orange Crowbar Man, for the gift subs to Callie. Welcome to the garden. Oh, you streamed earlier than usual? Yeah, because you usually stream, like, really late in the night. Later than me. Really not... Okay, actually, now I think about it. Not exactly 3 a.m., but you're on at 3 a.m. No Bush is also accurate. 8-hour overnight downloads for a demo. I remember overnight downloads for subbed anime. Going to a site to download an episode of Fushigi Yugi. And it was also like, you know, tiny crunchy size at that. I still actually have some of the files maybe from back then, mostly because it was music videos that were only available very specifically in one box set. They were like, I don't even know who made the music videos. You were never allowed to leave the computer on overnight. I had my own. I feel like my family was a bit on the advanced side probably because my father wanted to play video games. So it's kind of, I never had to play the game of, I get a duck. I never had to play the game of someone messing up by like using the phone at an inopportune time because we always had a separate phone line for it. No, YouTube didn't exist back then. YouTube didn't exist. And also by the time that was a thing, I knew where to get things that I wanted to see, to be honest. I never had to rely on YouTube for that. Actually, now that I think about it, I remember. Yeah. I had places. I had connections. I was in the trenches. Yeah. And thank you, Chibikero, for the follow. I remember there being sites back in the day where there would be just listings of links to specific songs in like a description of what the song was for. This was specifically for image songs from anime for certain series. Like there was a person who somehow had most of the Slayers image songs as well as Gundam Wing, I think. And they also had, I believe, Yu Hakusho. I think that's where I got that from. Yeah. I'm pretty certain that site could not exist anymore. Maybe it could exist, but it doesn't. And I wonder now if I could even find it if I search Wayback Machine. It was something from Anipike. I feel like I probably learned about it from Anipike somehow. She streams late, but this weekend she's been streaming early. I think I did see the listing earlier today. When I was awake earlier. I had to be up for something else. Being foreign, begging your mom not to answer the phone. Nowadays, though, it's the always online games, right? You have to make, like, if you have to interact with family members, like, don't interrupt me during the online games. Please don't even think of, like, trying to stop me in the middle of this game. Don't pull the plug. Although, online games did exist back then. I do remember Westwood, was it? That was a thing for matchmaking. I never used it. I didn't really play online with other people, but I do remember relatives doing that. I'm reading Total Plug. Only got 5 minutes left in this match. Yeah, it was Command and Conquer. Yeah. My dad played Command and Conquer, so I know a little bit about it. He also played Age of Empires 2, I think. Maybe 1 as well. I remember 2 the most. Yeah. Snow's got a good crunch. GameSpy? What is GameSpy? Oh, is that a magazine? Dad had good taste. I do know if there is a mobile version, if he could play it on his iPad, I think he'd still play Command and Conquer. But he moved on, I think. I'm trying to think. A lot of my early games that I played were because of him. Like, of course, I didn't have a budget, but he did. It was a magazine named Game Host. Okay, I don't know the Game Host part, but I do remember the magazine. Vaguely. Moved on from PC gaming. Look. He got a different hobby. He bought a boat. But he kind of passed on the bug to a few people. Like my brother very much liked... This is in Canada. At the end of the stream, I will be posting what the link is. I can tell you what the name of it is. I just can't provide the link because I'm afraid that it's going to break stuff if I do that. Because of how I set it up. I was testing out some things. So if you look up 4K Winter Hike Through Snowy Forest with Snow Crunch Sound, Scenic Trails of Canada Part 2, it's like a 9-hour long video. Oh, I've got to move. Give me a second. I gotta... I don't want you guys to fall off the edge, and I'm not going to push you off. I'll be the one in danger. I have to think about this. Not Skyrim. I've never played Skyrim. Gentleman-like. Look. I have to protect you. Rations. Don't play mobile Command & Conquer? That's fair. I don't know what he plays now. I'm not on bad terms with my father. But he's on his iPad. I'm on my phone. There's a quietness there. That's fine. There's a quiet there. Follow green path. Look, sometimes if you're really desperate, you want greens. Humans would be preferable. I do know that the thing is, there is a bit of a time frame in history, I think, where like certain types of devices are more popular, right? So for a long time, there were really only desktops. So desktop games. Also, thank you for the follow, Gorian Westerner. Thank you as well, Dan Sullivan 99. So like you had a desktop and you could play desktop games, or you could have a console. But he wasn't a console person. There were other people in my family who played consoles. And I'm thinking about in the 2000s, laptops, I think, were popular, right? But not as powerful necessarily. I guess even earlier than the 2000s, but that would be like only for people who had a lot of money, I think. Yes. With the little red oven. Yes. So I had a desktop until the 2000s. And I swapped over to a laptop after a certain point. Like mid to late 2000s. But they had been popular before that point. I think I was kind of on like the later edge for getting a laptop. But the convenience of being able to move around, and now I think gaming PCs, not necessarily, like gaming Alienware branded kind of PCs, but people who have games or are into games have a gaming PC specifically for that kind of thing. And laptop is still very casual, isn't it? And I think, like, for the most casual, you don't even have a laptop. You have an iPad or something, don't you? Or another tablet device. So I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing for people, because thinking about some relatives, they didn't need all the bells and whistles that come with a desktop or even a laptop. All they need is to be able to check their email, check their Facebook, and maybe play a couple basic games. Candy Crush, or what's some of the other stuff. I don't know what mobile games are a thing. I have a couple of things lying around. I've got a couple iPads lying around. I've got like a regular one. No, I've got an Air. I've got a Pro. I have a MacBook lying around somewhere that's from like 2012. I have a Surface Book that's lying around that's unusable because it's exploding. Yeah, casual bunch of iPads. Look, I'd have more, but they wouldn't all be in like good, I don't want to say good condition, but like, after a certain point, they don't have enough battery, or they don't have enough like power to really do much, right? But again, like a lot of iPads are gifts. Like my thinking about my father and I like planning out to buy my grandmother an iPad for a holiday present. Just like to replace her current iPad because like it was a little slow or something like that. Like get her an upgrade. just iPads as a gift. Engage for the phone gaming experience. I've never had an Engage. I don't know if I know anyone who had an Engage. I did know someone who had a Zune. I knew one person, I think, maybe two, who had a Zune. That's it. I think maybe one person who had a Windows Phone too. It's the same person who had the Zune. GP2X. Ultimate niche late 2000s hardware. What is a GP2X? I do remember a long time ago when I got a new ThinkPad, there was a question of like, do you want regular Wi-Fi and or do you want an option for like this other thing that's kind of like Wi-Fi but isn't quite the same standard, meant for like being in the city. I don't remember what it was though. It seemed real cutting edge, and then I never used it ever. I don't remember what it was. It was a different standard. Like just some of the things that the ThinkPads came out with were kind of wild. And this was before the Lenovo buyout too, I think. You want an iPad mostly because you're in a choir? Yeah. The iPad is really nice for singing, except for like holding it, I guess. I have an iPad Pro for that. Well, iPad Air is more useful for like holding and singing. The iPad Pro is better for taking notes on. That's a fucking rich kid thing to say, isn't it? Oh yes, I split my juice based on whether or not I want to hold it up for that long. Just swap to the other iPad. Casual. Yeah. Go in. And just thinking about, like growing up, thinking about, I guess maybe that's how we spend our money. Maybe not differently, but just, hoarding is not the right word. Like we had the other phone line, but I didn't get a huge amount of games. Like I can count the number of games I had access to, on two hands, I guess, and like all the things that I got in terms of consoles, and even my computers were secondhand for the longest time. Like my very first PC was my brother's, and again, like the replacement for that PC, that was also my brother's. My consoles, they were hand-me-downs from my brothers-in-law. I think almost all of them were. Now I think about it, my PlayStation 2 was from my a different brother-in-law. I only have like two brothers-in-law. Yeah, I distinctly remember looking at his copy, the one who gave me the PlayStation. I remember when Final Fantasy VII came out because he was over and he was playing it, and I wasn't able to beat like the opening area because I was too I wasn't in the right space for it at the time. But years later, let me shift over. Years later, I went back to borrow it or like get it from him because he wasn't playing it anymore. And the first disc had a little bit of wear. Everything else was pristine. He never made it past the first disc in Final Fantasy VII. Thank you for the water, Dan. He never made it past the first disc. I think I only got 2 games? No, I must have gotten maybe 3 then from him. I think everything else was my own choice. I got Tekken 2 from him, and I got Final Fantasy VII. I think I may have gotten 8 from him too, maybe? But he would often get things when they had been coming out, and I would get them like years and years and years later when he was bored with them. Arc the Lad. Isn't Arc the Lad a manga? I vaguely recall getting a magazine that I thought it had Arc... No, maybe it's Blood the Lad. Is that a thing? I think it might be Blood. I remember, I guess, like a ghosty looking chick. But yeah, all my consoles are second hands. Or third hand, maybe? Except for the Game Boy. The Game Boy Color, I remember getting new. And Pokemon. I wonder, I don't remember if it was new at the time, like how new a Game Boy Color was. There was a manga for Arc the Lad too? Okay, it must be something completely different that I don't know. Again with these trees. Oh, but this one you can kind of tell. If I move, I'm gonna move back over. You can kind of see the branches. Like, it's not a fake tree this time. You got a new Game Boy and Game Boy Color? Damn. Did you have like a sibling or something though? To like give it to them later? Or a friend maybe? I had a friend who had a Game Boy, but it didn't seem like you needed to replace the Game Boy with a Game Boy Color. The only reason, I guess, would be to like keep up with technology, which again, it's not like it was limited in terms of games. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be it too. I don't think I ever got anything like that stolen, but I do remember my Pokemon cards disappearing once. I don't think I lost any games that way. Or systems. All the Pokemon addiction. I was going through to fill out my backlog catalog of things I've played. I feel really bad that I can't remember which one for a lot of the Pokemon games that I played. I almost never beat them. Like, I would get bored partway through. But more of a case of, I don't remember if I got silver or gold. I might still have them lying around. But I don't remember which one. It's been so long. Like, I would get them on release. I remember I got red very distinctly. Thank you, Yeet Delay Yeet, for the follow. Buried somewhere in the garden? No. No. They're not buried. I don't think. I do have the original cards, but I don't necessarily think they're in good condition. To be honest. I did actually, I grabbed out I remember grabbing out my Pokemon Red to see, like, oh, maybe I can get that Tauros that I needed to complete my Pokédex. And I remember it not loading up very good. I was looking up, I think I talked about this, trying to see, like, can you can you play a DS game on stream? Like, can you get it connected to a computer and, like, stream it? And the answer was yes, but you have to have a certain DS. So just thinking, like, even further back, that would be terrible. Although I do remember I have set up emulators in the past for playing Pokemon Yellow. That's right. So before I think Pokemon Yellow came out in the US, I vaguely recall getting an emulator or something like that for my computer at the time. So my very first time, I think, playing Pokemon Yellow, I think, was on a PC. That feels weird. Maybe I'm misremembering this for something else. Just thinking, wow, wait, no, I don't really remember. I remember playing Pokemon on my computer, but that's not really... Like, obviously that wasn't official, but was it like a fan translation back in the day? I haven't played with emulators much recently in the past, like, decade or two. Yeah, Pokemon Green is Pokemon Blue, isn't it? I knew about that. I was there. I was in the trenches. I was in the trenches when Pokemon was first coming out. I remember the Mew stuff. The yard talks about Mew. I remember when the first cards were coming out. I still have, maybe not all my original Pokemon cards, but I have a pile of Pokemon cards. I say that because my originals, like a stack of them, got stolen. Or, like, I lost them. More likely stolen now I think about it. I remember watching the TV series when it first came out. Yeah, move the truck. We did the whole thing in the... If you wanted to duplicate your Pokemon... I had a Game Boy Color. I think my friend at the time had a Game Boy Color too. Wait, no, but we were able to use the cable. If you disconnected the cable at the right time when you were trading, you would just make a clone for the other person instead of having to actually trade it. We did that. I did catch missing, though. I did. I remember link cables, but also the Game Boy Color had that, like, shiny bit or whatever, like this see-through area. So you didn't need a cable to trade. Up B to guarantee the catch of the Pokeball. I don't think that worked. I don't remember that. The IR sensor. But yeah, I filled out everything in my Pokedex aside from Taurus. I feel like, does that mean I had a Mew? And then it's kind of well, how the fuck did I get a Mew? Because I didn't go to any event, so someone must have done something. And, like, the coolest kid in the vlog was the person who came back from Japan, or, like, their uncle came back from Japan, and they brought the newest Pokemon cards with them. The untranslated ones. Could have been a Game Shark thing. That's true, I did know someone who had a bunch of Game Sharks. They were always, like, the rich kid, the one who had the Game Sharks. I had a friend who had, like, the person I consider, like, the rich kid was the one who had, original Animal Crossing came out on GameCube? No, it was before the GameCube, was it? Just thinking. Like, I remember playing he had Nintendo systems I did not have at the time. It was a US copy. I don't think he was playing untranslated stuff. I know one person who had a Game Shark. They were the ones with the Game Boy Color, though. They also had a printer, like the Game Boy printer at the time, when it was not necessarily, like, super new, but closer to new than it is now. They had a couple of things like that. I feel like they must have had the camera at the time, because I don't know if they were doing prints of things in games. I don't really remember how it worked. I just remember a tiny, tiny dot printer type thing. I think they also had the, like, plug-in light. Because they had a Game Boy Color, and I guess not color, they had a Game Boy, and the lighting was kind of junk. Four Swords Adventures. You just had a lot of cousins. Yeah, and they only had they were also the ones I knew with a PlayStation at the time. And they also got to go to Blockbuster to rent all the stuff. But my family had a better computer. So well, I guess the thing is like PC versus console. My family was solely in PC. I just didn't quite realize it at the time. Now I think back on it, yeah. My family was the PC household. I was just under a thumb of tyranny over what games. If it wasn't like a free browser game. Because I had a bunch of sim games. And I had Alpha Centauri and Age of Empires. And I didn't play Command and Conquer, although I had access to it. There were some other games. Oh, like Neopets and cats and dogs. I don't remember mini clips. I never had a Game Boy Advance, so I never did Four Swords, but I did know people who had a Game Boy Advance. I never played Club Penguin. I don't think. I did play did I play Maple Story or did I play something else? Favorite faction leader? I always played on like easy, and I always play as Gaia. Or children. Deidre? Is that how it's pronounced? Lady Deidre Sky? Because it was so fucking easy when you got to start being able to convert the worms. Also, yeah, Green Girl playing the like tree hugger, tree dominant species group. Who would have figured? They're not exactly like cheat mode, but damn. It was a good sentiments. Good sentiments. And it's kind of I guess second runner up that I liked, but I didn't play it as them very often. I don't remember the name, but I remember what they looked like. It was like the Russian university. The university group. But thinking when it comes to, I guess, like, there were a lot of good quotes in that game. Flash games. I actually went back to try and list some of them. Video reverse, so I'm walking forward. If there was an option for that, damn, that would have been a good idea. If I were smart. That's a good idea for next time. Wait, no. I was thinking, if I ever do manage to record one of these myself, it'd be really cool to do that, because I'd have the video myself. But the problem is, here it works fine because it's just us and the trees. However, if I do this myself, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to be able to get a shot without people in it, without humans in it, or other moving objects. And then it kind of becomes a case of, why are they moving backwards? Chat retreating. Oop, wrong thing. Hey. Give me a second. Do you want to play a board game? Say yes. Say yes. You want to play a board game? This week is going to be Kingdom Death Monster. And I don't know if it's going to be next week after that Stardew Valley board game. I do have something else in mind. I just have to actually learn the rules of 2 different games to play it. Monopoly? No. We're not playing Monopoly unless it's using actual rules. I haven't played Monopoly in ages. Complicated? If I tell you what it is, I might actually be able to get help. I'm not 100% set on this, but because there's a big game coming up, and I thought it would be fun, and some people know how to play this that I could probably ask. I was thinking of learning how to play football. Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is football, right? I don't know how to play football. I think that might be a problem for trying to play Blood Bowl. So I have to kind of learn two things at once there. Yeah, I don't know how to play fantasy football. I've never played a fantasy sport. But I thought for the Super Bowl, let's go Blood Bowl, right? It's a board game, sort of. Okay, it's a war game. It's a war game, but it's got a video game aspect, like a video game version. I'm not against that. Just kill your enemies. I did hear that there's dismemberment and stuff in it, but I've also looked at some of the screenshots and like videos. It doesn't seem that bad. I figured I'd play the video game version. I also heard that like one has really bad reviews, so I thought I would skip over that one and go with like an older one. Is that how you win football too? What's Tom Brady's like body count then? Since he's won so many, right? Like, how many people has he killed? 2 is better? Okay. Yeah, I have to do a bit more research. I just had the thought of like, wait. When is this superb owl thing? Maybe I could do something for that. Maybe I could play Blood Bowl for that. How hard is it to learn football? Prim, you've tried to learn this like 5 times before. It doesn't stick. Even the anime rules didn't stick. I've watched some iShield 21. I don't remember how football works. Brady Skulltaker has killed many. Do they not have a body count for him anymore? Is it just like off the charts? Is he like, is it Wayne Gretzky of football? He's retired? Oh, he has? Okay. To the Throne of Skulls. It just becomes a smiley face? Wait, really? I don't think I've ever had that many tabs open. Or, like, skulls in my collection. I don't have a skull collection. That's a misnomer. It's a misnomer. I don't have a collection. I am not Canadian. I'm not Canadian. Do I sound Canadian? Do I sound Canadian? If you're looking for a Canadian elf, then I have one for you. Jay Bush is using her emote right now. It's Maple Winters. She's a Canadian elf. No, I'm not Canadian. I'm an American elf. I'm an American elf. I'm not collecting skulls. It's just the hockey. Oh! There are parts of the US that do hockey. There are parts of the US that do hockey. Also, the hockey rules weren't that hard to follow, I don't think. I don't... Oh, you know how... I want to say, I don't know how to ice skate. Does that put a mark against me for being, like, Canadian? Or, like, the hockey thing? I don't know how to... I can ice skate slightly, but not very well. I'm really not very good at it. I don't have enough practice. Fake Northerners stay in the South. How dare you stay in the South? There's places other than the North and the South. There's such a thing as Central. Such a thing as Central. Hockey's the one sport you still follow. I'm not Canadian. I've never claimed to be Canadian. Oh, really weird. I've talked about some things in the past that relate to roughly the area I'm in. I think the amount of times I've talked about, well, actually, New York. The amount of times I've talked about New York probably says something. Sweet tea line? What the fuck is puppy chow? What the fuck is puppy chow? I don't know what puppy chow is. When it comes to like tea, sweet or unsweet is what I've heard. But if you ask for tea, they will generally ask what kind you want. It's not assumed that you want sweet tea. So I'm not in the South. A Chex Mix thing? Is that like Scrabble? Is it called Scrabble? I don't really know. I'm not a pop person. If you lived in New York, you wouldn't give a shit about football. I wasn't raised in a family that really cared about sport. What do you mean though, thank God? Muddy Buddies? What the hell is a... Oh, okay, so Muddy Buddy is Chex Mix is puppy chow thing? Soda stream only? I do have a soda stream. But I don't use it a huge amount. I should. More so. Seltzer kind of person. There are... So there's that one quiz, right? That tells you about... Like, they can pinpoint where you live. Or where you're from. Where... Yeah, I guess where you're from. Where you were raised. Based on your choices. And I think that there are, like... For the most part... 2 or 3 very specific things that will nail me. Other than that, it's very generic, I think. You like that quiz? I can never take that quiz in public because there's like 2 things. There's like 2 things. There is actually one other thing that is very regional. I have no idea if other areas do it. And people look at me. If I mention it outside of my area, they will look at me like I've grown another head. Like, what the fuck, Prim? But it's not an accent thing. It's just something that happens that is acceptable here, that isn't acceptable in other areas. And I don't know if it's something that's popularized on the internet at all. Actually, I should look that up real quick. It is a winter thing. It is very specifically a winter thing. And if I say... Let's see. And I think it's even more regional. Like, not everyone does it. Let's see. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. It looks like it's more common than I thought. It's just that I guess it's really weird to just assume. Not knowing what a kitty corner? Kitty corner is like across the corner, right? Like diagonal. It's not super common. Mountain speak? What is mountain speak? So in winter, during December, if you hear sirens, what do you assume the sirens are for in December? This is why I have to be careful a little bit. If you hear, like fire department sirens or police sirens. Really? Okay. J. Bush is the closest. It's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and you hear police sirens in December. It's Santa. Santa's come to town. It's just kind of like, oh, whatever. Just ignore it. Yeah, it's Santa. Not even blaring Feliz Navidad or anything like that. Yeah, but it's a very, I guess it happens in some places, but not in others. But there are people who've never heard of it before. And they'll be like not freaking out, but they'll be like, shouldn't we be concerned about these fire truck noises that are coming really close by? And it's kind of like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's Santa. You must be visiting someone nearby. Santa, of course, comes on a fire truck. Of course. Not house fires. That would be probably more common in winter because of, like, trees. Yeah. Yeah! Red and white fire engines, just like Santa. Therefore, that makes sense that Santa comes around on fire engines in December. Yeah, I don't really care too much about that sort of thing anymore. like hearing fire trucks or anything. It really depends on the kind of area that you grew up in, like how close it is. It doesn't bother me. But at the same time, I know it bothers other people. Yeah, it does bother other people if they're not used to it. But I did not grow up in the middle of nowhere. But I have... I've stayed in places in the middle of nowhere, but not lived there for very long. And honestly, thinking back on it, it's cool to live in the middle of nowhere, but it's also really scary to be there. I talked about this earlier with walking at night in the snow in the middle of a forest like this, where we haven't seen a single other person here, right? There's not been a single other person here. It's really cool, but it's also really scary when you think about it, right? Courage, Muriel, and Eustace. Yeah, it is scary. Well, I mean, like, Muriel and Eustace seem used to it. Courage finds it scary, and I'm in Courage's shoes. I'm in Courage's shoes. Yeah, I'll return this lab. Return this lab. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice being nowhere, sometimes it's really scary. But sometimes you do just want to be alone. Actually, I think one of the best things that has been kind of a middle ground to that, and I love this, is being in a space like this, but with a dog. A big dog. That was like the best. Being able to be alone, but not really alone. You don't have to talk to anyone. And the dogs have sharper senses. So if there's something wrong, like follow them. But yeah, it's excellent I was able to do basically something kind of like this. Not with the snow though, but like going out for a walk with two giant Great Danes. Huge. Bigger than me. Heavier than me. One of them was on steroids, he was that big. And just kind of yes, if there's anything wrong, I'll follow the dogs, but it's fine because if there is something wrong, they would know, and the dogs don't care. The dogs are fine now, so everything's cool. And the same thing with being in a house too, to some extent. Like if the cats are chill, I'm chill. If the cats freak out, I freak out. Courage, the Cowardly Dog lore. Abandoned as a pup. Oh, he's in the city! And then he gets brought out into the middle of nowhere. He's abandoned in the city. Also just thinking about, that's a common thing. You bring them out to a farm, right? When you abandon them. That's what some people do. Not that I don't do that. I'm the person who adopts the cats. I'm the person who adopts the cats so they find outside. But just kind of yeah, that's something that happens. But also just, yeah, if you're in a space that you aren't used to, it can be really freaky, right? Like, you take someone who's from middle of nowhere and you drop them in the middle of a city. Drop them in the middle of Chicago, and that's kind of freaky, right? And like listening to all the noises that happen when you're staying in a city center or something, it's loud at night. There's things going off. There's alarms. There's people yelling in the middle of the night. Opening plot. I did read the plot a bit for Witch on the Holy Night because I realized when it came out I didn't know anything about it aside from Alice and Toko. All I know about it is because of the dolls. I know Alice has a fucking she has her diddle. I actually have the diddle. I actually have a 1/3 scale diddle because I bought the set for my doll, like secondhand. Someone was selling the diddle. And also something else. I don't think it was just the diddle, but there is something else, but I don't remember what it was. It's not the penguin suit. Maybe... Maybe a mini violin? No, I think that was something separate. I have a violin case to hold my dolls. And my dolls also have a violin case to hold their fake violin. And also a diddle. Look, I was thinking of someplace that had a bad reputation that wasn't, Philly or New York. Wasn't Philly or New York. Or California, like LA. That's a different problem. LA is a different problem. Secretly they were dead for Courage. That's something that people have been doing for all this stuff, right? Like, oh, Ed, Edd and Eddy, they've been dead the entire time. Rugrats, they're ghost babies because they each represent one of these things. I don't think there was that much thought into that. Ash was dead the entire time. That would certainly change the Evil Dead, wouldn't it? I know you mean Pokemon, but just initially thought, oh wait, the zombie one? I feel like that might go against the main plot. Okay, just a theory. You say that and like, oh, it's just... I will say, it's just a game theory. I've never... When people were making the game theory jokes a couple weeks ago, for Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought that was a Five Nights at Freddy's thing. I didn't know. I still don't know. It's the guy one of the YouTubers who retired, right? I never watched one of his videos as far as I know. I don't know who I don't know who MatPat is. And it's kind of... I'm a little afraid to ask. I'm a little afraid to ask at this stage. Thank you for the water. And there's a bunch of other YouTubers too. I don't know them. I don't know them. So yeah, I thought it was a Five Nights joke. I also never played Five Nights at Freddy's because I thought that was another thing that I would definitely not be able to sleep about. Tom Scott? I don't think so. I don't know necessarily a lot of people by name. So back in the 2000s, there was that one guy who made the videos that is the basis for the PC Master Race imagery, right? I watched some of his stuff back in the day. But I haven't been keeping up on that at all. Yahtzee. Okay, yeah. I remember Yahtzee. I don't know who Tom Scott is. I really didn't watch a whole lot of YouTube until, like, a couple of years ago, and even then, it's mostly just what people send me. Don't hug me, I'm scared. I don't know what that is. I remember my spoon is too big guy. Overthinking is fun because we're nerds. I know better than you plebs, and then Nostins and Nogging? Oop. Don Hertzfeld. Okay, yeah. The animator. I have a couple of random animations saved from like ages and ages ago. Oh, actually, I wonder if I could show one off. It's thematically appropriate. I actually have. This is something old, and I don't know if it's widely available anymore. Let me check. Probably gonna wrap it up a bit soon, but I can end with Snowbo. Have you guys heard of Snowbo? I think it was by... Okay, I'm thinking about the names. There were a bunch of artists, comic artists, animators. And I believe it was Vera Wang who did this one, Snowbo. It was her student work, like her capstone college animation thing. I think it was Snowbo. So I saved a couple of those from people. And she went on to work some animation studios. I think she worked on Coraline. But it's a cute little piece of winter animation. Chomscott traveled the world to show off weird stuff. The only person I know who did that, and not exactly, there was that one British guy who like hates going out. It's a comedy act, right? But I don't know how much of it is real and how much of it is like fake. But I guess that's sort of the point, isn't it? That one guy. But that was a TV series? That was a TV series. An Idiot Abroad. Yeah. But when it comes to YouTube, I will try my best to convince you of this while looking insane kind, the Theorizer. I don't know who the Theorizer is. I only recently in the past year, I think it was about a year ago maybe, that I learned what trash taste was. Maybe a year before that at that? I was like, I'm way behind. And then I think I've talked about like a couple of the food people. The one that someone linked for the Syllabub. Like I heard about him, but I still don't actually know his name. Evidenced by the fact that I call him the Syllabub guy. He's the guy who makes really old food. Max. Okay. And then there was someone else who I only know by the name of, like, I think it's Sexy Adam, who makes food or something. I don't think that's actually his name. But his name has to be Adam, I think? Fuck, maybe it's a different common name. Yeah, I don't know names very well. Maybe. Does he make, like, a pasta assassina? That is the video I was introduced to him by. Or by way of, I should say. Maybe it's that. You did a thing? What thing did you do? Is that something that he's known for saying? Okay. Then there's one other guy. Oh yeah, there's this British guy who sounds like, I say British. Yeah, he's probably British. Who sounds like Winnie the Pooh, and he's a baker. He sounds like the cuddliest bear. He's got the Winnie the Pooh kind of, it's not just like the way that he speaks exactly, but like his countenance. Countenance is probably the wrong word. Like, it fits his personality too. Like, he's got a kind of like a gentle way about him. So he just seems like Winnie the Pooh and he's talking about baking meat pies and stuff. But I don't know what his name is anymore. I don't remember. I've never learned what his name is. I've watched a couple of his videos. Theories don't have the purpose of trying to figure out canon most of the time. Theories are mental exercise. So, you know what? It's just like those middle school or high school essays that you had to write, right? You had to make some sort of statement and then defend them regardless of, just like cherry pick your shit. Cherry pick it. for your 5-paragraph essay. It's just like that. It's just like that. There's, I'm trying to remember. Once upon a time I had to write essays, but I had to base them on a certain style of, like, I had to base them on previous people's essays, essentially, but they were really old essays. And there was a word for them. It was basically people's interpretations of Shakespeare work. Like, there was a word for it. So someone would say, I believe that when Hamlet ran off, he became a pirate, and here's why. And it was that kind of essay, and you had to... Essay. And, like, this was their defense. So we had to, like, make some sort of random absurd statement and then, like, find things that support it based on these old notes. And, like, go to, like, an actual big library to access these notes or find them online. But I don't remember what the name of it was. for those really old notes that are picking apart old literary works. I don't remember what the word for that is. I know that I guess you might call it a folio for like Shakespeare's works for some of them, like the physical copies. But that's definitely not the word used for the like third party theorizing. So I guess so first party would be the actual work, right? Second party, I wouldn't know what that would be. Third party, though, would be like writing about the work, like someone else writing about the work. So what is the work that is based on the third party called? It's just like a tertiary party? No, well, I mean, that's the same thing. It can't even be fourth party. Just like, damn, you're basing a work off of someone else's based work. That's kind of terrible, isn't it? Okay, if I do this... Oh, yep, okay, that breaks it. Well, unless I can do it this way. I'll see if I can find Snowbow. How hard will it be? Yeah. Double paste. I don't think that's the appropriate word for it. Derivative? Can I find Snowbow? Can I find Snowbow? Where would I put it? I was trying to find another piece of art that I thought I had saved. And then I look back and it's kind of I probably saved that a decade ago. And it's not saved with any sensible sort of naming scheme, you know? It's a string of letters and numbers for all I know. And I don't know where it went. And the same thing here. It's kind of where did I stuff this thing? Did I stuff it in here? Did I stuff it in there? No, it's not in here. What the hell is in here? Why is there a car in this Illustrator? Like this folder of illustrations. Okay. I probably put it in here. Did I put it? No, these are all images. Including some shots from Snowbow, but not Snowbow itself. I saved Snowbow, right? Did I put it under videos? Because it is a video? Maybe? Hell yeah, I do have Snowbow. I wonder if I can... Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, I have to download it first. Jesus, it's tiny. Okay. Can I link up Snowbow? Can I? What? Sorry. You'll see your like Deha. Is it Deha? No, it's not. Hidamari's sketch alarm. I should really... I have that still saved because it's my like, hey, make sure you're awake for your 9 p.m. stream. And I don't have it set off from Sunday yet because I forgot to update it. If I grab this. I wonder how this is gonna work. We're not gonna loop. How does this work? How does this work? Actually... Thank you for the radiant gravity. Welcome, Raiders. Monster High, were you doing more drawing? Or were you... Is there a Monster High game? I know... Oh, okay, I'll shift over. Give me a second. I'll take the water. Also, thank you for the follow, Acclaim Games. I saw that you were doing... I saw your Twitter drawings. They're very cute. You seem like you had a lot on your plate, though, so I didn't volunteer myself. But I was impressed by offering Monster High and also seeing the Sterling Monster High. Bravo! I was inspired. Thank you, and thank you, P-Bunyan, for the follow as well. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Monasong. Let's see. And who else? Hello, L1070, and hello, Marcus Bolby, and welcome, Clean. For those who don't know me, I am the Evening Primrose. I'm a garden elf, and I come out at night to play games. But tonight we were just chatting and ducking over trees and making sure that you don't fall off the edge. And just chatting. And I was actually about to show something that I remember from ages and ages ago. A video. I just had to find the video, and now I still have to actually figure out if this is the right way. No, I'm not. Okay, look, I'm not hungry. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're like a last resort. It's cool. You're Menchie. Your emergency rations. Okay, what if I... Okay. I'm just a little worried about, like, playing that and having it be the wrong thing. A correct condiment for a hamburger? Thank you for the follow, River Pecan. So it's a hamburger, not a cheeseburger. A correct condiment. Well, I'd like to add cheese on it. If that's not allowed, though, then mustard and ketchup mixed together. Or barbecue sauce. Like, okay, cheese is allowed? Okay. I like barbecue burgers. I like barbecue burgers. I like onion straws and bacon and cheese and barbecue sauce. No mayo. Mayo's kind of weird. Why would you add it to the burger? Brioche bun, preferably. I like other kinds of burgers too. Like, it's really hard. Okay, egg's also good on a burger. If you get bacon and egg on a burger. But at the same time, I guess, no, the egg is going to be runny enough. It's going to be fine. Egg is going to be runny enough. You don't need to add any other sauces. You don't need ketchup on it. But I guess ketchup wouldn't be the worst on, like, a breakfast burger. Yeah, pineapple, thinking about, like a soy sauce kind of glazy type of thing. Like a thicker, like teriyaki sauce, maybe? Yeah, runny eggs are delicious. Runny eggs are delicious. Okay, I'm actually not going to use that source. Let's try a different one. Yeah, no, there's some places that I've seen that offer, like, barbecue burgers, and they put mayo on it. It's kind of like, why did you do that? It doesn't need it. Pork roll. Pork roll? What? Passion fruit. What? Passion fruit? What is pork roll? What is pork roll? I would say something, but I'm not going to. Wait. Oh no. Oh no, what do you mean, oh no? A Taylor ham main? No, I'm not a Taylor ham main. What is Taylor ham? What is Taylor ham? Damn, you found me out. You found me out. Okay. But no, I'm not a Taylor ham main. Yeah, no, a burger with circular pork meat and egg is delicious. Now that I think about it, do they make like Spam burger type things, like fried Spam slices, like really thinly sliced on top of burger and with pineapple on top? I don't know if I've seen that, but I think that would probably be pretty good too, right? McDonald's Hawaii does that? There's McDonald's Hawaii? Like a separate thing? Yes, pork roll is a processed meat commonly available in New Jersey and neighboring states, though since then food labeling regulations require Taylor and all other manufacturers to label it pork roll, people in northern New Jersey still refer to it as Taylor ham. Yes, so pork roll. Yeah, pork roll is delicious, probably, maybe. I would assume, because it's basically, from what I've heard, it just looks like bacon and is kind of like bacon, but not. It's like bacon and Spam had a child, sort of, maybe, from what I've heard. From what I've heard. Yeah. This is the wrong one. I'm trying to remember how to do this. If I set this up... Is this the right one? No, it's not. Yeah, right. You believe me that I've never had pork roll in my life, right? Thank you for the water. Never in my life have I had a pork roll. It's all a theory. It's all a theory. If you want to suspect someone of being from New Jersey, ask them how they like their pork roll, I guess. Theoretically. Theoretically. Okay. If I do have to wonder if this is gonna end up being weird or not. So I'm gonna play this. Does it? Nope. Okay. Oh, because I have it hidden. But what does it look like? Nope. Okay. Do I have to do a window capture then? I might just swap this to a window capture just because it'll be easier that way. You're not from New Jersey? I kind of figured with the... Huh. Okay. Well. It's gonna be this small. It's gonna be this small. This is, I feel like, dangerous. Dangerous. Okay, will it pick up the sound too? Is it going to pick up the sound? Did it pick up the sound? We're gonna remove this. I'm going to turn on something else and hopefully... Wait. Maybe this? I hope this works. Oh, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Nope. It's not picking it up. That's annoying. Why did it disappear? Huh. DC is not Southern? Yeah, it's... Will Mason-Dixon line, right? Man, I have to slow down for that one. Mason-Dixon line. Why did it run away? Why did it go away? If I re-show this. Is it because it's not playing? Because... Oh wait, maybe I should swap the capture method? Aha, here we go. We don't capture cursor. What is client area? Okay. Whoa, yeah. Let's not do that. It's actually quite small. Like, it's on a very big video because it's an old video. Culinarily, but not culturally. It's below the sweet tea line. Biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy is like a white sauce thing, right? Hidden Yeti? No, there's no Hidden Yeti in the trees. Give me a second. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I can bring a Yeti out. I got a Yeti in here somewhere. Where is she? Where is she? Wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Oh, she lagging. She lagging. Can I? I can flip her. Give me a second. We're gonna put her... No, I don't want this to happen. Here we go. You want a Yeti along for the walk too? She's friendly, don't worry. She's actually from an event that I ran right around Christmas. She helped us. She helped save Christmas. Snowbow though. Snowbow. It should be fine with the crunching of the other stuff in the background, even though this has audio too. But I think it's gonna stand up enough on its own. So, Snowbow. Shh. A Yeti cup? I don't think so. She didn't seem like that kind of girl. She didn't seem like that kind of Yeti. Also, I don't know if she likes hot drinks. But without further ado, Snowbow. Snowbow! Yeah? What? That was Snowbow. Uh-huh. It was a short animation done by Vera, I said it earlier, give me a second. Vera Wang, I'm pretty certain, because... No, Vera Broskel, shit! Sorry, it's Jen Wang. But Jen Wang's not in this one. But Vera Broskel, and Jen Kluska. It was cute until it wasn't. Look. This is what the internet sometimes had back in that day. And it's not like it's the worst thing. Yeah, it's snow themed. It's winter themed. So just, watch out. Watch out for those dead bodies out here, okay? What was that? That was a student project. That was a capstone project, I think. Done by an artist. An animator. Her name is Vera Broskel. Let me see if I can find... Oh, shit. Okay, let's see what Vera has been up to recently. So that was, I believe, released before before YouTube. I don't honestly know if you can find that video anymore for download, honestly. And maybe you can. Maybe it's available if you... way back, / if you... Maybe she has on our website? Vera Broskel... Oh, she has a comic coming out right now. Or, like, she did? When is it? Let's see. So she was doing Plain Jane and the Mermaid. Oh, how old is that? Spoonful of Frogs. Memory Jars. Be Prepared. Oh, she did Anya's Ghost! So yeah, she's doing comics now, I think, more than animation. Or at least... she also did Flight. She was a part of Flight, if you guys remember that comic anthology from, like, a decade ago. Does she have anything else about... Oh, she has Snowbow on here! Frick, okay. I can link that. Let's see. I didn't realize that she actually still had a section on it, on her website. Yeah. Flight had a lot of cool, online indie comic creators out at the time, like, their stuff. So yeah, she still has Snowbow available online. Excellent. Let's see. But yeah. Flight. Who else was in Flight? Some of the finest comics that can be found in your local library. Kazu Kibuishi did the editing for it, and I think that was kind of a big deal at the time. Let's see. They did 8 volumes, apparently. And it published from 2004 to 2011. Yeah, I have... I was actually digging through a lot of my old stuff, trying to find the person who did find a piece of art that I thought was done by a particular person. I wasn't able to find that one piece, but I did dig back in and see, oh, right, I remember all these comics. I remember, if you remember Strings of Fate, a comic about, if I say, like, it was Fruits Basket before Fruits Basket, but Western, maybe I should say more like, is it Western? It was done by American... actually, now I think about it, it's kind of like, is she American? She is American. Probably. I think she was American. Is American. Let me see if I can find out more information. Because she was at least of Chinese descent, but I'm not sure if she was, like, American Chinese. I lost you? Fuck. Okay. I can... bring up a comic, a piece of art from it. Maybe. Do you know what Fruits Basket is? When did Fruits Basket publish? Damn. Okay. 1998. Okay, so I think that Strings of Fate came afterwards, but basically it was following the same concept of, a similar concept. It was people reincarnating as zodiac creatures-ish. So it was following the story of the rat and the cat, more specifically. And how the cat was fucked over by the rat. And Strings of Fate was a webcomic that followed that concept. The thing is, though, she finished the first one. She finished the first story, but she didn't finish her second part to it. Like, her sequel. But Jen Wang, I'm pretty certain it was Jen Wang, has done other things since. She, like, published actual comics. Like, they could find, I think it's First Second. I think she has stuff published through First Second. Yeah, no, I'm not between 13 and 15 years old. Like, Coco Be Good. No one's gonna know what Coco Be Good is, do they? Let's see if I can find a piece of art. She had a very anime-inspired, but not anime style, if that makes sense. Frick. Where did I put it? What the hell is this? Whoop! Let's see if I can find a piece. She had stuff from her Flight Pot project, stuff from Coco Be Good. Strings of Fate stuff. I'll grab up something from Strings. Oh, holy shit. I just looked at it and like, wow, why do I have this organized by chapter? Oh, I think I may have actually saved a whole bunch of pages. God, some of these are like BMPs. Damn. Maybe I could just grab a comic then? Like a page? Oh, that's actual web pages. What about this? Oh, I don't know what's gonna be a good page. Scott Pilgrim? Sit up? I'm fine, I'm fine. I don't need to sit up. I mean, like, I do, but I don't, if that makes sense. How about this one? This one has a red string in it. That's probably good. God, looking at this also, it's kind of a wait. This is also very Disney, too. Fuck. This is Disney. This is Disney. Very sketchy, too. Damn. Okay, this is probably a good piece. Let me grab the link to this, I guess, if I can find it. Let's add an image. Prim, why do you save comics from like ages and ages ago? Why did you save this in the first place? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the old webcomic. One of the pages to give you an idea of like the style that she had, I should say, because again, this is old. This is really old. Old days of webcomics. Yeah. Like, this is kind of anime, but also Disney, isn't it? Chin's point. Look, this is the style back then. This is one of the styles back in, like, 2002. It's an ancient webcomic. Shush. Shush. I can grab a different piece from an ancient webcomic. Let me see. From the same... You think that... Okay, you think that one's sharp? Give me a second, I'm gonna grab one from Dylan. Dylan did... Oh god, please load. Please load screenshots for me, please. Thumbnails. Give me thumbnails. I need it. Dylan used to have the pointiest chins. Let me see if I can find a piece that gives a good idea of it. What is this? Not that one. What is this? Where is it? Now I'm also looking at like maybe they weren't okay, wait, no, they're sharp but in a different way. They're sharp but in a really different way. Like very drastic angle faces. Okay, I have a different image I can grab up now probably for her. Let's see. This is a character design for one of the characters in her comic at the time. It's called Bite Me. It's about the French Revolution and vampires. I bet you can't guess which side this person's on. Lackadaisy. I remember checking out Tracy Butler's stuff before she had a webcomic. I have some of her old art saved somewhere. But yeah, this is one of her character designs, and it's very, very pointy. She softens up a lot for her second big webcomic, which is Family Man, which has absolutely nothing to do with the Family Man TV series. It's extremely researched. It's a story about a story set in Europe, sometime around the French Revolution, but not like before the French Revolution, but not in France. in some European country about a scholar who starts to settle down in an area that is inhabited by werewolves. Sharp enough chins to play Mahjong with? Mahjong was not a big deal back then. She might know how to play Mahjong now. Let's see. I'm looking at some of the other pieces that she did, because she didn't always do everything very sharp. But she had a very distinct style. That's at the time. Zebra Girl? I did not read Zebra Girl. I don't think I ever heard of it. I also never read, what is the name of it? The one about the alchemist girl? There's a big one. I think even has girl in the title. A different one that has girl in the title. It's been going on for the longest time. Girl Genius, yeah, I've not read Girl Genius. I skipped over that. McNinja? Dr. McNinja? I never read Dr. McNinja either. I read Sluggy Freelance before the first fall off. Before the ocean story. But I actually haven't read webcomics in a long time. I haven't read webcomics in a long time. I checked it to see about how Family Man was doing for the first time in like a year. And then it's kind of a wow. You managed... I say wow in a sarcastic tone, but she has so much going on. I don't blame her for not updating the free webcomic that I've been enjoying for years. Because she has actual work. She has an actual kid. She has, I think, a wife, too. Like, she has a real life. And she has published works to take care of. And she also has, like, a 10-year-old webcomic she hasn't finished. For free. Gone with a Blast Wave? I've not heard that one either. The Miniverse? I guess which one? I actually have a couple of physical copies that are signed. And I also have a fucking Bun Bun. I have a physical Bun Bun plush with the fake knife and everything, like a little fake knife. I think I may also still have an original comic somewhere, but I don't remember where. I don't remember which comic either. Like in a little frame and everything. For Sluggy. I'm so cultured. I'm old. I'm just old. This is all old shit. It's just hoarding. It's just hoarding at this stage. What is this? I'm looking in it. It's kind of I have this name. I don't know who it is though. Like what their art was like. Like who is Cleo? Who is Cleo? What comic did they do that I saved this from? Why are so many of them BMPs? Who is Cleo? I know Cleo Aite, but that's like way modern. This is, you know, stuff that I saved literally 2 decades ago. Bitmaps are all the rage. Yeah. Well, I have to wonder how much of it was that and how much of that was like I was dumb at that stage. I was just dumb and saving it the wrong file format. I never bothered to update. Have a good night, Abby. No, I think I was just saving. Actually, maybe I was copying. No, I must have just been saving off the internet. Yeah, it probably was that. It probably was like BMP or... I also have a couple that are GIF, but that's because they were animated. But also some that are GIF just because they weren't. Damn. Yeah, looking at this now and it's kind of wow, it's JPEG, BMP, or GIF. That's really it. I wonder what would happen if I search in this folder for PNG. There's no PNGs in this entire folder. Damn. 0. 0, 0. Yeah, so I guess that was it. I kind of forgot about all that, like the changeover in terms of formats. We've gotten so comfortable with PNGs. We've gotten so comfortable with PNGs. Did you know that there's an animated PNG? You can animate PNGs, but they're not used very often. And I know people shit on WebPNG or WebP, but it may just be a case that people are too entrenched and there's not enough support from outside groups for it to really take off. I've heard that like developers like it, but they're not easy to open, are they? Yeah. The only reason I know about APNGs is because of... I'm gonna drop this down. It's because of Discord. Apparently you used to be able to... Thank you for the follow, Ryu Vanguard. You used to be able to upload APNGs to get around the whole thing about animated GIFs only being allowed via having a paid account, essentially. And they forced stopped APNGs because of that. I said, yeah. Is there gonna be like a GIF counter? Do you want a GIF counter? How many times have I said GIF wrong? It's only ever gonna go up. If you have like a plus GIF, did I say with a hard G? I'm not... If you know what I'm saying, is there a problem with me swapping in between the two? I'm not... Okay, it is like the peanut butter. I don't mind either peanut butter. If I have a choice, it doesn't really matter to me if it's hard or soft peanut butter. Like crunchy versus smooth. Hard or soft G, it's not a big deal. Either way. It's tomato tomato. It's potato potato. Just, yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna have a counter. I'm gonna start a counter next time on stream. There's gonna be a GIF counter. You can just, like, GIF. I guess, like, plus GIF minus GIF. How does that work? How does that work? I'll have to think about that. Because it is more often gonna be, like, soft G, right? But hard G. Thinking, like, maybe having a... Mischief? Thinking, like, having a hard G counter is not a good idea. A mod command? I don't have... No. I don't need a mod for that. I don't need a mod for that. How do you say pajamas? Is there another way to say pajamas? If... I've seen a lot of people who... Like Cleo. Cleo's able to make do without a mod at her size. I don't really need a mod at this size. Your only responsibility is counting? That would feel bad then, just because that's work. They shouldn't have to feel obligated to make sure to count. Like, looking at the only person who's obligated to be at my stream is me. Thank you, Ryu. If you're interested, my model artist is Boolean. Like, just in general, like, she also does commissions, but she doesn't have commissions open right now. Wait, can I shout out? I have to remember if this is the right one or not, because... Oh, fuck. So I guess it's... Fuck. That's not right either. Okay. Let me check. Her name is Boolean with 2 O's. And then, my rigger is Typo, and he actually does have commissions open if you're looking for a rigger. Okay, it is the underscore at the end? Okay. But yeah. He also has worked on, other people you may or may not know. For instance, like Save Him. Also rigged. Save Him, her model is also rigged by Typo. Yeah. Thank you! Oh, wait. Huh. Just kind of it's showing, like, the entire thing. But I guess that's a good thing? Just by saying their name? Oh, by doing the Twitch link. Okay. They're good parents. They're good model parents. Thank you. Yeah. Typo likes to push boundaries on stuff. Actually, I don't know. I don't think either of them would be on right now, but maybe Save Him's on. Let's see. Let me check something. Okay. Who's online right now? Who's available? Him's playing Cry of Fear. Okay, let's see. I don't know how long she's been on for. Can I see how long she's been on for? Thank you for joining me, Orange. And everyone else, too. Thank you for joining me. Normally I'm not on necessarily quite... I mean, normally I actually start at 9. I don't have my schedule pinned for the week yet, but normally I announce it on Twitter and on Discord. And I usually post it sometime on Monday. But tomorrow in the Discord, we're actually going to be doing a watch along at 7:30 p.m. And it's going to be of Little Shop of Horrors because I've never seen that before. And I've heard it's about a human eating green plant thing. And it's, you know, inspiring. It's inspiring. I'm sure it's going to be inspiring. Also, it's a musical. I like musicals. Which one? I believe Orange can answer that. I don't know which one it is. I am good at finding anime. I'm not good at finding other things. I'm not good at that game. I have to show up to find out. It's a mystery. It is a mystery. Otherwise, when it comes to upcoming week, on Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Spyro 2. Continuing a playthrough of that. And on Friday, we're going to be playing the board game Kingdom Death Monster. It's YOLO. It's YOLO. As the kids say. We only have 8 more bodies left, I think, to deal with. Maybe 10? We only have 10 more survivors. And after that, we will have to see what's coming up for next Sunday. It's a horror, and you don't... That's fair, that's fair. I don't normally do horror, but I think this is, like, a comedic enough horror that I can do it. Personally. But I also understand. I am weak to horror. There's been some surprising horror things I've dipped out of, like, what is... It's the comedic animated series. It's claymation. Celebrity Deathmatch. Like, I tapped out of that. Oh, that's not for me. Let's see. There's also Hal. We could go Green Elf to Green Elf. I don't know who Tenshi Hazuki is. Let me see. I don't have a big enough screen to see everything. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, wait, if I do this, though, it works. Huh. How long has this person been on for? Okay, I think we are going to raid into Save Him. Because I don't get to do that very often. We were just talking about rigging. I wonder if there's some things that we share because we share a rigger. In terms of style. Might be different settings, though. And I also have to make sure I spell that right. Okay. But thank you very much again for coming and joining me on this winter walk. It was nice chatting. Even if we got the snowball scare, it's fine, right? It's fine. Thank you for joining. Hello, maybe not. Hal's really great too. I totally don't have a standee sitting right over here. Of Hal. Have a good night. Sleep well. Enjoy Cry of Fear.